Okay. So what I think I would need from you all is a recap of the plan, where everyone is going to be, the players, not necessarily the NPCs, but they will also be in whatever position they need to be. But y'all are doing this during the early morning, like 10 to 12 is the time frame, and it's a midweek. Sorry, middle of the week. So just a typical working morning. But what is the plan from front to back, so that I know exactly what you expect you expect the NPCs to do and where everyone is going to be?
Oh, I have no fucking clue, man.
So, Longview? Is it Longview?
Yeah.
Longview.
Yeah.
Longview.
We've hired him, which for Piper, because you got off a little early last time, Hijack did put $2 down, so it's only $4 from Neon.
Okay.
For Longview. We've hired Longview to help. So he's got Voyager kind of locked down. And between him and JJ, they're supposed to be causing traffic jams to make everything slower. And then JJ, as soon as he is done, is going to go take Neon's SUV to the ferry in case we need to get on the ferry. And we have a place to kind of bunker down in the SUV. Kaneko is inside the thing. Inside the
Port.
Yep, there we go.
The station. There it is.
Kind of trying to be the first set of eyes to look over everybody to help Legacy and Hijack narrow everything down. To spot who we need to be tailing and who is most likely to have the case or whatever it is. So Hijack is in Voyager. Mordred is covering our tracks. We have one other hacker stationed on the ferry to get on the ferry, and one hacker waiting in Turing with Kaya's boys waiting in Turing for the last line of defense to cause a roadblock, if I'm understanding correctly.
Yeah, to like something to that effect. You were gonna call
Fashion and change. Y'all
yeah.
fuckers owe me. Just park here, and if I tell you to block the road, block the road.
And,
Yes.
all four of us are on motorcycles with Kaya and Lockhart driving. For when we manage to find the person to try and get in and get out fast, because the motorcycles are going to be more maneuverable than the SUV or Lockhart's car.
There is also the matter. I don't know if you mentioned this, but you were going to have JJ arrange to block traffic, and then after he did that, because you had enough forewarning, you were going to have him wait at the station. Not at the station, at the ferry.
I thought I said that.
The entrance to the ferry. Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. Am I cutting out a lot or something?
No, I was making notes and doing some other shit, so I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
But
so like I know where all the NPCs are, and I know that Hijack and Legacy are kind of the first ones going through everything, looking at camera feeds and trying to track at the very least, with Kaneko in the actual port helping us.
Okay.
Did I miss anything, girls?
My head empty?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so we have all the hacker stations. We know Mordred's on cleanup duty. Longview is the Longview thing of have this area under control. We have them in different wards. We have the quite literally last resort civilian squad who are confused on standby.
Longview was also assisting with trying to track down a specific person, right? Along with
Yeah,
Konako.
it was
Yeah.
gonna be Longview and Longview is not going to be there in person, but
Yeah,
Longview
he's
will.
gonna be the eyes in the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna prevent like.
He's going to be able to run the grid for us a little bit better to help track things, from what I'm understanding. The actual, like, hacking of trying to figure out who the people are, what they have, that type of stuff, trying to dig, from my understanding, was going to be primarily on Legacy and Hijack, because that was not what Longview really did particularly well.
Correct. Yeah.
So he's the one that, like, it will help us in the moment of, like, if we lose track of the car or whatever, trace it down really fast and give us a route to it.
Okay. Let me see.
Because that should be within his capability.
Yeah, any of the like anything that would be Overwatch kind of looking down from the top in effect, that's something that Longview would do. I also think you were going to have him running interference on any sort of communications that would try to go out. I think that was one of the smaller asks, to basically have him like stunt or slow down like transmissions.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Then save that for later.
So Legacy's hacking. Neon, I'm imagining, is the snatch and grab, and then Lockhart and Kaya are currently get to and get away from. At the moment. Things will shift, I am sure.
As
Oh,
they
yeah.
continue.
I bought maps for everybody.
Okay.
Yeah. Squad.
So, early morning, you all convene, and the NPCs are in place. You have radio contact with everybody except Bastion and Chains, who you can call them, but they're not like tapped into any sort of immediate radio. And the hackers, the three night hackers, what was his name? Gawain. It was Gawain, Lancelot, and Mordred. So those three are not immediately accessible. You have to contact them through Longview if you want to try to communicate with them. But they're not. It won't be like difficult. And then you have Konako and JJ and Hijack on the horn, and that's effectively everybody. What did you want to do, if anything, with Larry?
I believe we were gonna have him between the station and the ferry, like keeping track of who's leaving the station versus who's entering the ferry to cross over and make it easier.
Okay. Then, if we're all square, we will pick up at Vern Station at the top of the hour. And as soon, like, this, everyone is piled in outside of Vern, which is this, like, multi-tiered, it looks like something between, like, a mech and a parking deck fused together. Just moving panels, huge, like, it is an airport terminal level of busy, right? A massive amount of people moving in and out, out and around. But as people are moving, there's also parts of the structure that are moving that are either related to the shuttle or transports coming in. They're moving anything from groups of people to cargo to station components that need to be replaced or added. It is this messy, like, it gives you almost an idea of what exists, like, kind of underneath the veil of what you see day to day. Where day to day it is a city, this is the little part of the mechanical clockwork like mechanical internal clockwork components that exist right beneath the veneer of town. In a similar sort of vein of walking through the city, like sewer, like piping networks, it had the same sort of general vibe. But the sun reflects bright off of the solar panels, and there is this just hum of anxiety. And then at the turn of the hour, right before the turn of the hour, you have Hijack and Longview and Legacy all on call together, ready to simultaneously start digging, because you know that it kicks off right at 10. So right as that minute ticks over from 9:59 to 10, you immediately get the rush of like, okay, here we go. Now we have to fucking hack. So Legacy, I need you to make me a clever check.
Just straight clever?
Well, it's going to be a hacking check.
Okay.
It's going to be, I believe, accessing is what I would want it to be.
And I can apply my Tetsuo bonus?
Yes, because this is, well, technically this isn't Tetsuo specifically. This is the station. So
Okay.
it's not the actual company infrastructure. But you will get that opportunity later. So just this time you would not get the bonus.
Double checking really fast because it's been a hot minute.
Mm-hmm.
Dream.
I'm gonna take you guys to Voyager.
Okay, so that's within the network. I'm not in a network yet. Okay. What the fuck?
What in the hell kind of roll? Re-roll that.
What is that?
I don't
A mess.
know.
I don't like it. I don't know
I
what
really
it is,
hope
and I don't like it.
I hope the API isn't fucked, because if it is, we're just gonna go
I
back to
think it
rolling
might have
d6s
just-
the old school way.
Fucked up something on the input. That's better. That's correct.
There we go. Okay.
No.
So that's your hacking, your clever 2d6, and what were the other bonuses you have? Is it a program at all?
Hacking and hacking suite.
Perfect. Okay, cool. So you kick
My
off
programs
immediately.
don't start until I am in a network officially.
Well, you are officially inside the Vern Station network. You easily climbed over the DC, which was greatly lowered by having the access codes that you were given from Longview. Longview has not unmitigated free reign across the station, but he does have a lot of backdoors that are a lot easier to get through if you know them. So from there, you are immediately inside the system. You can assist Hijack if you want. Longview, I'm gonna just I don't really feel like I need to roll for Longview, but I'm going to just for posterity's sake. Come on. Well, that was a bad roll for him, but he still gets in. So
Yeah. Well, assisting using prep or
no, you do not have to use prep to assist him.
Yeah.
Basically, this would be you. You're rather than. So rather than taking the extra time to look, you can use a brief moment to quote unquote hold the door open for him so that his check is easier, but Longview is the only one looking right now.
Yeah, because we'll need. I have a feeling Legacy's not going to be able to stay focused on this, so having Hijack in as well is going to be a need.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you take a minute to help Hijack make sure that he effectively busts his way in through the system, and with that little boost, that gives him just enough to beat the DC, because it was kind of difficult for him. He's not as he's definitely rolling a lot worse than I would have expected. But,
Oh no.
yeah. So you Hijack, and why is this music stopping? I want jams, man. You Hijack and Longview are all officially inside the system. At this time, Conoco comes in over the communication, which I assume you are all using a like single communication tool. I think that's a thing you have, Kaya.
Yee, Kaya's got comms.
Okay, cool. So you hear from Conoco, who is calling to Neon, who is on the comms with the other PCs. You hear from Conoco, I just made it in. This place is really fucking busy, and I have no idea which gate to go to. So, where am I even going? Now, that is going to be a roll from Longview, and Legacy, you can help look for the station or the gate where the landing is going to take place, or you can just start searching for any sort of records that might have been like what is it? Luggage records that might have been moved around or scrubbed, like doing that thing where you're looking for a trail that has obviously been scooped up.
Looking for the holes.
Yeah, yeah. That is going to be what's more difficult. That is the challenging one, is trying to find, rather than where the dude is going to be, trying to find like any sort of information about the package that you can get now before visual sight, so you'll know what you're looking for. And Longview will do whichever one you decide to not do.
So you'll have to tell me if this will work. Because now that I'm in, I can start using my programs.
Mm-hmm.
And I have Memory Worm, which allows me to spend prep to... until my ghost is gone, I reduce the network's effective level by 1 per prep.
Okay. How much prep are you going to spend on it?
Assuming because this is a station system, it's pretty high, right?
Relatively high, yes.
I'll go ahead and spend 2.
Okay, that'll kick it down a full level. You lowered the DC by a lot doing that, actually.
And then
Okay, so you can
I will
do
look
that?
for the hole.
Okay, start digging through to find the holes. You lowered the DC by 2. It is a DC 12. So we'll need multiple successes, but you've found the trail. So this is like going to be a fast sort of chase down chase the white rabbit down the rabbit hole kind of thing. So you're sifting through all of these records, and there's a lot coming in and out and in and out, just people checking and unchecking bags every second. But you're able to kind of peel through information in a pretty quick kind of way, knowing like, okay, I know my time frame, and I know the vague idea of where it's going to be, and it had to come from Earth, so you're just knocking down all of the possibilities one by one, right? Like a game of Guess Who. And eventually you find a record that was scrubbed that came from a place on Earth, a place in California, the city was erased. The only part of the record that was remained unblemished in any way, and this is extremely unusual. The only part that was unblemished is that there was a package, and it was from California on Earth. Everything else, like package weight, size, dimensions, contents, appearance, which are all different fields, all of those are gone. And this is not something that the system just would do. So you found the trail and you're immediately honing in on it. Longview is going to try and find the gate where the dude is landing.
If I find that package, can I send the information to Longview to help?
Yes, you can. That's one, and then Hijack is going to help him. 2, 3, 4. Okay. So, you and Longview have really similar bonuses. Okay. So, Longview is like he's not a talker, so it's not like you hear them narrating as they make progress or start to lose ground in any way. You get the impression that they would mention something if it was worth mentioning. But there's this long pause, and then you hear Hijack every couple seconds, like, I don't even know, dude. I don't know where to find. How are we supposed to? And then Longview sends a ping that has the not coordinates, but like the gate letter, and every plane from Earth is arriving at gate G. On gate of that gate, there are 30 possible sub gates, right? So you have G1 through G30.
Legacy will just snap a finger towards Neon and just say, "Send her towards G. Send her towards G. We're figuring it out."
All right, go to G. We're finding the subgate now.
Yeah. So Neon Kanako, you hear immediately groan. She's like, "Oh, that's all the way on the other side of the station." She just immediately starts huffing. You can hear that she's not running, but speed walking, trying to keep vaguely low profile. Legacy. Yeah, she is full stewardess outfit, like the black, white, and navy blue stewardess uniform. She looks the part. It's very cute.
That very rapid click, 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 click.
Yes.
Have you seen those attendants speed walk though? It's kind of scary.
They are people
Just
on
saying.
a mission. You get out of their way.
So, Legacy, next hack check. This is you chasing down package. Attempt number 2.
Mhm.
You're gonna need 3 successes, sorry.
Okay. And I'm gonna go ahead and spend one more prep and drop my ghost protocol, which will give me an extra ghost chance, so that I'm fully warded up. And then let me double check this thing too, because I just got this recently.
Ooh, I don't think I
Okay.
made you roll a ghost roll, did I? No, you did. That was basically your access roll.
All right, Kaya, Neon, who wants an extra little bit of stealth?
Neon.
Okay, Neon, you are now considered Legacy's partner.
All right.
So anything that we do to aid each other from this point forward is going to get a +1.
Okay.
And then I'm now half prep, and so I gotta save the rest of them for a bit. Whew.
Okay, good. So you are sifting through this database, and as you are combing through it, it's for for you, now that you know what you're looking for, it's really easy to search through and find voids that are all in specific locations, because you know that it's going to have that they're going to scrub the information on its appearance. For every record that would have paid some attention to the way it physically looked, like weight, dimensions, etc., you know that is going to be one of the things they try to cover up. So you chase after that first, and then the next thing you chase is, okay, if it comes from Earth, that's easy enough to throw another filter on there, and you're just going through all of these records again, and it's really stressful. If you've ever seen a program run on a computer where you just have to hit execute and wait and literally just watch the ticker go up, it's one of those situations where you think you got it and you're pretty sure that you're doing it right, but nothing pops up yet. So you're just kind of like chewing your fingernails, waiting for it to show you something, and then a record pops up and you're just, oh, okay. So you got another record. That's 2 successes. Then it's going to be Longview and Hijack. Longview has 2 successes. And wow, they both rolled like crazy good. So both, you hear over the little comm bead that Hijack's like, okay, I found something. I think it's gonna be somewhere in the first 15 gates. And Longview still hasn't said anything, but you're still there. Like, you know he's connected to the call. He's just not talking in any helpful way.
Yeah, Legacy just kind of smirks. Well, that's good. That's good. Tell Kaneko she's not gonna have to go to the end at the very least. she's front half.
Front half, Donna.
I will let you extend the partner bonus to Kaneko, since you're giving her like the guy in the chair instructions from Legacy.
Okay.
So I will give Kaneko a +1. She is going to need a roll to make her disguise stay convincing, and then a roll to start looking. And she killed it both times. So, Kaneko, you hear, like, over the comm, you hear the, like, hustle and bustle and commotion of a busy area, which I do want. Let's do some of this. But there's the vague, like, just airport commotion and people hustling, and Kaneko's just like, okay, I think I'm there. It's really confusing because there's lots of stores in this area, and the gate's kind of built like a circle, I guess. But I can see 1 through 14, and now it's going to go back to Legacy. Give me another roll.
Yeah.
Close. So as you are sifting through the data, you are this is the first time where you hit execute and then you start nail biting and running through the program, and it runs for 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and you're just about to pull your hair out, and then it finishes executing, and then it returns nothing, and it's totally blank, and you're like, fuck. Okay, so you have to start pulling back some of the filters to try and catch information, and in the midst of you doing that, we're going to see if Hijack or Longview can help you in any way. Longview is going to help you.
I am not rolling good tonight. At all.
The base level of skill that you have, though, plus with your abilities, you actually made every roll. You've been above the DC every time, except that 11. So, you are like sitting there rewriting something, trying to figure out what filter to take off and what records are important, and you get a ping that has a list of record numbers, and it's 1,000 numbers long, right? It's a really, really long laundry list of 6-digit codes that just stream across your screen, and it's from Longview, and you can see that these are baggage claim codes. So he comes in clutch to give you a little bit of extra help. So I can tick a ghost off and you can get a reroll.
Oh,
There
thank
you
God.
go. Okay. And I believe... No, never mind. So that gets you 3 successes. So you find a record that doesn't have a name on it, but you now know the package dimensions and the vague look of it. It is about 6 by 6 by 1 foot, 6 inches by 6 inches by 1 foot, like a rectangular prism shape. It appears to be a type of container that's opaque. It's described as being a heavy-duty cylindrical canister. And from the way that it's described, you're getting flashbacks to that canister or box, that hermetically sealed box you found during the raid on Gronik Krishnov's mansion.
I guess he just kind of pauses for a second and like tilts her head, reading over everything again. So, not brain in a box, but probably some other body part in a box. And she'll kind of shoot the description to Kaneko and Neon via text so that Kaneko actually has like can look and see what the description is.
Yeah. So you guys immediately get an image, like a vague idea of it. It's not a perfect image, just the description, but you know it's going to be something like kind of football sized that you could kind of tuck under your arm. So it's not going to be something that's carried with 2 hands or something that is dragged behind on a wheel, unless it is shoved into another container of some kind. That would be the next thing to figure out, is if this dude, whoever checked it in, had any idea or had anything else checked in with him. And then you're going to see if you can find anything about that, if you decide to keep rolling for that next. Then Kaneko is going to roll. Okay. And finding the person is going to be difficult, because Kaneko is just right now looking for suspicious persons. You hear Kaneko come over and say, "I think a flight just landed," and you get a ping in that moment. Like Legacy, you can't hear Kaneko from this. I am using click clacks. But you hear Kaneko in that moment say that you think a flight landed, and in sync with her observation, you get a ping from Longview, and a second later a ping from Hijack, both showing information on the flights that just landed. And it's a laundry list again of just more like 8-digit flight codes, and highlighted ones are landing, green ones are landed, red ones are in the air still, or rather in space, in transit. But now you have an idea of which flight it might be, and it's going to be tense between figuring out, did it just land? Because if it did, you're gonna have to have Kaneko play catch up. But if it didn't, you got a little bit of time. So go ahead and roll me another hacking check.
Oh.
Killing it. So the rolls are getting better. So that is one success. Hijack and Longview have been rolling really well all of a sudden. Oh, well. Spoke too soon. But you start sifting through some of the records. There are right now 12 flights that it could be. 12 flights will land between now and the end of that time window you have. So if your information is right, which you're pretty sure it is, it has to be one of these 12 flights, which greatly reduces the level of difficulty for figuring shit out. Of those 12, only 6 are on their way, or rather are about to land or have landed. You can see that on that list of 6, there are 2 that are green, 2 of which have landed and started disembarking. There it is.
Disembarking within the first 15 gates?
Yes.
Okay.
So, you can have Longview and Hijack look for other information or try to help you with this, but it is now a matter of, do you want to investigate each plane to see, match records from luggage to plane, or do you want either of them to look up, flight tickets to passengers to see if they could get some information on who is carrying the thing?
So if we can match a luggage to the plane, then that drastically decreases the number of passengers we have to look at, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. I think I want Legacy. Legacy will really quick, just because Longview is on comms, even though he's not spoken, correct?
Correct.
So Legacy will just kind of make a face and then shake her head slightly. Longview, I need you to help me with matching these luggage with the passengers. We need to priority the planes that have just landed and the ones that are coming up closest. Hijack, start sifting through the passengers as best you can.
Hijack, you hear immediately says okay, got it. And then there's you hear a noise that you can't recognize right away. It's like a weird click or a staticky fidget, some kind of weird noise, and then you hear all of you hear the thing that contextualizes for you. You hear the yep. And it's the click of a lighter as Longview lights up a cigarette, presumably at his wherever he seems to be hacking from.
His hacking hole.
Yeah. The tech hole.
The cave.
So now make me another hacking check. We're gonna go in for you and Longview. You will have advantage on this check.
Hey. Hey.
There we go. Okay, so you're sifting.
Did Joe cut out for anybody else?
Yes.
Yeah.
Joe, you cut out.
Yeah, I thought it was my headset.
Oh no!
There you are.
Hey, you're back.
Why, silly machine? Okay, so you're sifting through the records. You don't have a match yet, but you're close. You just need a little bit more time. After this next roll, pass or fail, another plane will land. And every roll subsequent to that, another plane of those 6 will land. So right now you're at 2 on the ground. Make a roll.
God damn it. Still with advantage, or?
Yes, yeah, sorry. You're still with advantage because Longview's helping you. Perfect. That is 3 successes. You know for a fact it is on neither of the 2 planes that are already on the ground. So it is in one of the 4 that are landing, which now it decreases to 3.
Okay.
So just so there's a little bit more clear understanding, there are 6 jets, 2 on the ground, 4 in the air.
Mhm.
After that roll, you know it's not the 2 who are already on the ground.
So it
would
could be the one that is
of...
currently landing, or the other 3 that are
Yes.
still in, like,
Exactly.
pattern. Okay.
Exactly. So, make me another roll.
Legacy will just, as she is continuing to try and narrow down and filter everything, just not talking at this point, focusing, send another ping to Neon and Kaneko of like not landed. No other explanation at the moment. So Kaneko can stop paying attention to who is already walking through the airport.
Neon, you can actually hear Kaneko like in the background saying like,
God damn it.
"Hi, welcome to Vern Station. It's a pleasure to have you. Welcome to Grand Cross. Welcome to Grand Cross." Like just waving to people, signaling to them over and over and over. And you hear like a little tiredness in her breath as she just goes, "Hi and welcome. Enjoy your stay." Okay.
Can I spend my 1 cash and roll another die?
Yeah, you can.
I have exactly 1 cash. I'll just
Go
roll
for it.
1 more die.
Mm-hmm.
A.
There we go. Okay. So with that success, you know it is on the one that just landed.
And do I
So
know the
it
gate
is-
for that one?
Yes, that is gate 7.
She'll immediately ping that to Kaneko and Neon.
Okay. So Kaneko hears it's gate 7 and just goes, "Okay, I was standing at 15." And just immediately starts huffing again as you can hear her moving.
What gate?
Longview and Hijack.
Gate 7.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Longview, or not Longview, Hijack comes in and says, "Okay, well, we know the plane and whatever. What do you want us to do now?"
So we know that the package is on this plane, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then we have to try and... I'm assuming the records are not going to allow us to match the package to the... whoever's flying.
Correct. There's gonna be there's more digging that you'd have to do to find the passenger who's going to be taking that package, or who's at least likely to take it.
But knowing the plane, would we have the specific like passenger manifest for that plane?
Yeah. That is a 250 person plane,
Okay.
which you know that it has to be one of those 250 people. I say plane. It's a shuttle. It's not an actual plane. This isn't the sky. It's space.
I'm not changing my notes.
I'm gonna keep calling it plane because that's where my
Yeah.
head is right now.
This is
Exactly.
fine.
I'm imagining
This is fine.
space-worthy airplanes now. Deal with
Yeah.
it.
This is totally fine. If you
Okay.
it for all intents and purposes, it's basically an airport and it's basically a plane.
Thank you.
It's a civilian spaceship, like the
Yeah.
plane.
SpaceX.
SpaceX got real popular real fast.
Yeah.
Fucking, I don't know, man.
Do you want all hands on deck to try and search?
Yeah, I feel like our best shot of like being like firmly knowing is to do the digging. So Legacy will pick a point to start digging and have all 3 of them just dive.
Okay. Orders come in, and it's everyone just just pick a place to start digging and dig.
Throws a bunch of shovels in the ground. Get digging. I don't care where.
Because we
so
do have a
go
slight
ahead.
starting place because we do know the
Mhm.
package.
Yes, this is going well. Things have there hasn't been any major.
Don't no sir.
Good. Roll hacking.
At advantage still? Or no?
No, Longview and Hijack are doing their own rolls. Okay.
I feel like my memory worm was a good decision.
Yes. So this is a little bit more difficult because there's nothing that indicates there's nothing that immediately starts to indicate a person who checked in anything of that size. So you're looking through the manifest and you're like, none of the items that were checked on this plane, or none of the people who checked a bag on this plane have anything checked under that size. So it was either put on that shuttle as like as some like without regard to who was on it, which has happened. There are instances of like luggage or other things being put on one shuttle, so long as they all go to the same place at the same time as a different passenger shuttle.
Yeah, so like the person that checked it could be in one of the ones still in the air, and the
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll me another hacking check. Konako is rolling to see.
Damn it.
Nope. Okay.
See, this is why you keep your mouth shut, Joe. You keep your mouth shut, because you were earlier like, these two are doing so well, and then one of them fucked up. So don't just shush.
I will keep my DM commentary to a minimum. Maybe. But Konako, you hear come over like the communication to you, Neon, and say, there's a lot of people coming down here. Do you have an idea of what this dude looks like? Or chick? Or whomever? Right now, you don't have anything. So you can hear Hijack typing or like clacking away, and he comes over and says, I don't see anything that I don't know if the dude's on this flight. I don't even know. I could check the other ones in the air, but the package is on that flight. Does that matter?
If nothing else, then we can try to grab it on. I'm assuming there's like standard airport like luggage carousel.
Mm-hmm.
If nothing else, we know where it'll be spitting out on the carousel. So Kaneko may just be grabbing.
Okay. So Longview actually speaks up this time and says, if you want, I can check the shipping records for other ships, or not the shipping records. I can check the tickets for the other planes that it might be.
What does that mean?
So they will look at the tickets for the other planes to see if someone who has already landed or is about to land is supposed to be getting the package from the plane that is on the ground right now.
Gotcha.
So he's trying to find the person. He's trying to find the pickup person.
Yeah, check the ones that have already landed first. I think we might be falling behind.
You hear an affirmative, just mm-hmm. And Hijack says, okay, am I with you? Or, I mean, what about the pickup vehicle? Is the dude gonna get? He's supposed to be picked up here, right? Do we know what kind of vehicle he's in?
If
Do you want me to look?
we don't know who he is, then no, but if you can go digging for any, I don't know, rentals, or try to grab the camera feed for immediately outside.
I'll work on the camera feed, and he immediately clicks into that. So Longview is looking at the passengers to other planes. Go ahead and roll me yet another hacking roll.
If nothing else, the package is located,
Mm-hmm.
and Kaneko can either try and grab it, or if she can't do it without fucking herself over, just watch the fucking package.
Mm.
Yeah, you could have her start, like, rather than trying to intercept the person, try to go and intercept the package.
Yeah, we don't know if the person's on there, but the package is on there, Kaneko. So, if nothing else, try to get eyes on it.
I hear the just like, hi and welcome to the station. Okay, and just immediately fast walking again. She's like, fucking hate all of this walking. And she is going to make her way towards the actual not
Carousels.
disembarking. Yeah, the carousel. Okay. So you rolled 13. Okay. Then
I really need my Tetsuo bonus.
you give me roll 1d6. Just a flat 1d6.
Nope.
Okay. So you are looking for you're looking through that plane to see if there's any tickets that correspond to the package it's on. After a bit more digging, you're not 100% sure. You're about 75% sure that the person is not on this flight. They are on a different plane.
75% what we're gonna have to go with.
Okay. Kaneko is going to go towards the carousel and hijack. Oh, I gotta roll for hijack. He's doing the cameras. Wow, that's not great. And okay, so Longview, good news, is doing well. Hijack is kind of struggling. He's okay for now, but he's not as good at ghosting as Legacy is. Though, since you are since you are all kind of working in unison, I will say if Hijack biffs it at all, or Longview, if anything, if either of them biff it really hard, I will let you use one of your ghost quote unquote lives
How
to
many
keep
do
them
I have
from raising an alarm.
left? Because I was never told how many I got at the start.
Oh, right. So you passed, which gives you 1. You already get 1 automatically, and then your ability gives you an additional 2, right?
Yes. Because it's been upgraded, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you have 3 left. You've only failed the 1 check that had a risk to it. So right now, you're not doing anything that's too risky. Hijack has 2 ghosts, and he just lost 1.
Yeah, if Hijack starts drowning, I'll use a ghost, but
Yeah.
Legacy would have also told him that if he feels like he has been made is about to hit trouble, would have told him that he can stop hacking for a minute and move.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's more of his way of dealing with things, from my understanding, is that he is more mobile.
Yes, this is true. And he did also set up some of those waypoints preemptively. So we're going to do... Kaneko is looking for the package now, which she has an actual idea of. Okay, so you hear Kaneko immediately pop in over the comms and say, I see the package. At least I'm pretty sure I see it. And somebody's already got it.
God damn it.
Description.
She's okay. She just like says it's kind of broad figure, kind of tall, maybe about 6'1", 6'2". They're wearing a long black pea coat. They have a black hat. They're wearing a lot of black, just kind of general business wear.
Can Legacy hear them, or is Legacy solely on the hacker radio?
You could hear... I would say that because Neon is connected, you could hear them.
Yeah.
Legacy immediately just like pings for Longview to swap to cameras.
Longview, like you get the affirmative, and then you hear this like bit of confusion, just like, and then Hijack comes in and says, "Sorry, give me 1 second. I've almost got it."
You're fine, Hijack. Just keep going. We're looking for somebody, and she will send a description to Longview, and also try to move the
Okay.
cameras to Kid Eyes.
Okay, since you and Longview actually have the codes, your access to cameras, you can have cameras that are not in the station, but they have a lot. You'll have to spend time looking, like actually searching from a distance. Whereas if you want to access cameras that are in Vern Station, you'll need to roll another hack, like to actually access them.
Try to hack.
It's a lot easier to get through here than it is to get like shipping information and passenger information. So this is a lot lower of a DC. Yeah, you got it. So you immediately shift gears. You hear Kaneko say, "I'm gonna tail him. Give me like 2 minutes. I'm gonna see if I can get closer." You go on cameras. The cameras are awash with people. This is like, it is a
Where's
very,
Waldo?
very, yeah, it is a Where's Waldo situation. And you're looking for a Waldo that's monochrome in a crowd of people that, like, just a cavalcade of colors. You don't hear Longview saying anything or mentioning anything, but Longview, this is almost a specialty of theirs with kind of searching information and parsing a lot very, very quickly. As you are looking, Hijack. Hi. I'm not going to count that because my hand hit it. And that's a lot better. So, Hijack, you hear him say, okay, I got it. And another view like pops up on your screen, and there is a camera inside the station that is near the baggage area. You can actually see from one corner a very, very blurry image of Kaneko. Had you not known who Kaneko was, it would be a little bit more difficult to guess, but you know that because of what she's wearing, it's actually, she kind of stands out to you. You see her in the vague blurry outfit of a flight attendant in the far back of a crowded area, and this area is very densely packed, more so than the pickup street side area, because in this sort of zone, this is a two-way movement. You have people coming off of flights, grabbing packages and luggage and whatever, and then you have people who are pushing their way through to get to a flight. And there's always people who are late, right? So there's a mix of people who are walking, standing, there's people rushing and shoving their way through. Roll me a clever check, and you get your bonus on this one
Hey.
for searching for fucking Tetsuo people.
That means I get a +2.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay. So, as you are looking, you see what you assume is the person Kaneko made. You can see you see a masculine figure who is wearing a long dark pea coat with a dark suit, simple white shirt, and a like dull red kind of tie. This is just very, very just kind of nothing business wear, right? Like suit and tie, pea coat. They have a hat pulled low over their head, like a newsboy cap. That kind of flannel or not flannel, plaid patterned grayish cap. Very Peaky Blinders. But you think you spot him, and you can see that it's a bit difficult, but you can make out that the person is carrying something that, if it is the package, you can't confirm it because it's kind of shoved under their arm, but it very well could be the package.
And can I see, like, double check by seeing, like, if Kaneko is kind of moving in that direction?
She is.
Okay. Legacy will essentially screen grab that image and send it to literally everyone.
Mm-hmm. There's
The
not a
entire
really good,
group.
clean. Yeah, there's not a clean view of the person's face, but you can tell it is more than likely a man. They have a very broad set of shoulders and kind of square, like sharp jaw, with no facial hair. But you can't see from the angle you're at much of the mouth or nose or eyes, and the hat covers up the hair.
But at least we have the outfit.
Yes, you have the outfit, and that combination outfit, once, like, now that you have it, it kind of sticks out. So that's gonna be Kaneko's turn to try and fuck some shit up. Oh, hell yeah. That's double sixes for Kaneko. So you see on the camera feed, like, after you do a screen grab, Kaneko, like, dips for a second, and you can see her, like, almost vanish into the crowd. And she pops back up, and she's probably only 10 feet or so away from this person. And you hear from, like, as you're watching this, Longview come on the comm and say, Legacy. And there's a screen grab from Longview of a different set of cameras. On that screen grab, you can see a vehicle that is, like, reddish orange. It's just a 4-door car. It doesn't have any any intense or descriptive markings about it. But there's a person who is standing there, wearing a similar long coat and hat combo, holding the door open.
And is it from an angle where we can get a license plate or a number of any sort?
Roll me 2d6. It's not a hacking, so
It's
you
a
get
luck
your
check.
yeah.
But I get my Tetsuo bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Clever or just straight 2d6 plus 2?
It'll be clever. It could be clever plus your Tetsuo bonus.
Okay.
So the crowd, like, as you are, like, narrowing your eyes trying to see, the camera feed is a bit too blurry and at a bit of an oblique angle. And with the crowd of people, you can't quite see it. And then just as you think you're about to get a number on it, another car pulls up behind it way too close. And you can see the person like stops, gets out of their car. There's shouting and frustration. People like, I'm walking here, like that sort of shit. There's a brief exchange like that, and the person gets out of their car and walks away. The person who's holding the door open doesn't flinch. They don't move at all.
Legacy will also send the screen grab of the car to everybody. So now we have 2 people and a vehicle.
Okay. So, this is going to be a long view check before Konako. And Konako. Not great. Okay. Konako, with how close you've been following, you can actually see from the cameras, they're about to go like underneath the view of the camera from where you can see Legacy. But there's a pause where Konako stops on screen, and you hear her say, I think this is gonna be a bit of a problem. And Konako like starts to backpedal, and then you are all parked on your bikes in an area that is like you can see the station, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I assume you're kind of near what would be the pickup area.
Yeah, some parking lot or parking deck or something.
Mm-hmm.
That we can that does not look weird for a couple of people to be hanging around on some bikes, but also is easily accessible to a road that we can move fast.
Mm-hmm. So Konako radios in and says that there's a problem. Longview comes over the speaker and says, I think she's been made. And you can see that Konako, on the camera feed, she dips behind a crowd, and then you hear the most threatening sounds that you could possibly hear, the sound of gunfire. You hear crack, crack of 2 bullets. Konako is ducked behind. She is now, the crowd of people is screaming, panicking. There's all sorts of chaos going on, and everything is now turned into a bit of a mess. But you can see from the motorcycles you're on, you see just the top edge of what you believe to be the burnt orange car, and the crack echoes in your ear. You hear it over the speakers from the call as well as in your own ear. You look at the camera feed, you can't make any meaningful details out, and then on the one where you could see the license plate, or almost see the license plate, you see that figure with a hat running almost like he's carrying a football, kind of got his arm tucked up towards his chest. He runs and jumps inside the orange vehicle, to which the person holding open the door gets in right behind him and closes it, and then the car starts to peel out. So you hear the as the car just rockets up and away. Or not up, but out.
Legacy, who I imagine has been on the back of Kaya's bike, turned around backwards. It's one leg tucked under her as she's working. It's froze at the sound of gunfire, looks back at her screen, immediately just like starts flailing, turning around really quick, probably smacks Kaya once on accident. We gotta go. Longview, camera, please.
You
And then-
already hear like the Longview just nods. You hear the nod and he just goes, "I'm on it."
Hijack, keep digging if you can.
There's a pause. And just Hijack's like, "Holy shit, was that a gun?"
Focus.
Okay, sure. You, Neon, after a brief pause of, like, what feels like an eternity of silence, you hear Kaneko come back on and say, I'm good. They definitely saw me, but I didn't get shot.
That's good.
And she, like panic breathing, like, okay, can I take a breather?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're done for now.
You hear her like breathe a sigh of relief and slump to the ground. It's right at this point that you get a message from JJ saying in position, as he has arrived at the ferry. Now we are going to the motorcyclists for chase time.
Oh boy.
So you both, Lockhart and Kaya, hear the gunfire, like popping of what sounds like a small arm's weapon, and then you hear the screech of tires, and immediately you're like, okay, well, I can't imagine this to be much of anything other than what the fuck we're involved in.
Totally can't be
Legacy
anything else.
Legacy had spun around and is now in position, like riding position, and you both, I assume, peel out to try and catch up to what this vehicle, like, to keep up with it.
Yeah. Imagine the time it took Legacy to spin around and get into riding position. Kaya, like, unmuted comms, because imagine she just muted herself.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone's connected, like, fucking boop. Puts down a motorcycle visor / mask / whatever Neon got, revs engine, let's go.
You now have
Okay.
a uncomfortably tight, like locked arm around your midsection.
You know what? It's fine. She's used to safety harnesses, keeping her hundreds of feet up in the station. It's fine.
Okay. Let's see.
So we're just trying to catch up with it, right? We're not trying to tail. We're trying not to seem like we're tailing it right now. Are we trying to be
Yes.
inconspicuous? Is what I'm trying to ask here.
Yeah, like, what's the play here?
Yeah.
We could just fucking floor it, but I doubt that's what we want to do here.
We should probably be inconspicuous until we can find it,
Yeah.
and then it is the catch-22 of if and how and where we find it. Of if we try a smash and grab, like smash a window, try to reach in and grab it and run, or if we wait until the ferry, but then that's putting us off a little bit further
Mm-hmm.
and making it a little bit harder to get.
JJ and Longview are going to cause delays, so if we can get them tracked in traffic.
Yeah, that's the hope. That's why it's like the if and when and how.
Yeah.
If we can get them to sit still, we can fuck them up.
Mm-hmm.
So, inconspicuous for now, and then we'll revisit this question when we find them.
Okay. So, I'm gonna need some motorcycle handling checks from the two riders. That is going to be either clever or quick.
Oh man, I'm nervous to hit the button.
Your
Oh boy,
turn.
Here we go.
Your turn. I've suffered this entire time.
Okay, you gotta remember, I have a reputation.
Excuse me. Excuse me, bitch.
Hmm.
I have a bad reputation.
There you go. Okay.
Okay.
So, Kaya, you peel off. This is easy for you. Like, this is just riding and keeping up with someone. And keeping up with a car on a motorcycle, not an issue. Even in heavy traffic, it's not something that you would struggle with. Lockhart, this is your first time really riding. That wasn't in a more controlled environment, either near like local streets or in like a practiced environment. This is like kind of hauling too. So the additiveness is not getting to you, but it's definitely noticeable. You feel as you just peel out behind Kaya, there's a little bit of wobble in the wheel, and it's not braking or anything, but it's definitely like a, oh, okay, no, we're good. We're not gonna fishtail. And whoops. But you both are keeping up with each other, as well as not going so fast that you're gonna catch the attention of anybody. At least not that you would think. So you all pull off onto the main road. You hear Legacy over the comm, Longview giving you directions as to which way the car is going. He has just immediately zeroed in on it on some of the publicly available camera networks, which you can also access. But Longview, like having an idea of what the car looked like, as well as seeing it on screen for a decent amount of time, seems pretty confident in his ability to track it. And he's like, take this exit, Highway 91. Stay on Highway 91. It's gonna be a long ride, but I don't think you'll lose them. Seems like there's a traffic block up ahead.
So like I say, we'll pass along the information. She's not going for cameras as of yet. She's more concerned about staying on the bike.
What is your cool defense?
Not a lot.
It's like
8.
right?
Yeah. My cool and my
8?
tough are both
Okay.
8s. It's my quick and my clever that are higher.
Okay, you're good for now. You're. I don't know if Legacy is the type to close her eyes and clutch for dear life. But
Well, she was already
if it
clutching for
helps-
dear life, and she is definitely, anytime there's a tighter turn than she would like, she is cussing at Kaya.
Kaya, unlike the race that you had with Ben Getty, you feel the extremely, surprisingly strong, tight grip of a person who is very small but very afraid on your back and around your midsection. But yeah, as I said, unlike the time with Ben Getty, you can hear very clearly all of the panic and frustration in Legacy's voice coming through the comm. Just like, fuck, shit, God, fucking, Jesus Christ, oh my fucking God. You're not even doing anything that intense. But
She's
you are
going in a straight line, not on a highway.
Yeah, you
No,
changed lanes.
I said when she turns, she's quiet
Yeah.
for the straight bits.
When she changes lanes.
changing lanes a bit too intensely, or the on ramp off ramp bit that you had to do once or twice. You're going well over 60 miles an hour, which to the untrained motorcyclist is fast as fuck.
Yep.
So Lockhart, what is your cool defense?
It's also 8.
Also 8.
We hear the singular fuck
Okay.
from Lockhart.
What is Lockhart? What is a tendency Lockhart would have when she gets stressed out? Were she to get stressed out from something like this? Get really
Well-
tense, kind of like shell up.
when she gets stressed out, she moves. That's the thing. So twitchiness maybe in this situation,
Which
because
is
like
not good.
yeah,
Something.
she
Okay.
can't really move in this situation.
So the highway's not insanely busy, at least not from your not like gridlock traffic. You're able to move around cars, but there is just an air of anxiety as you start to weave through more and more and keep up with Kaya. Kaya's doing this like it's a second set of legs, and keeping up with her is taxing enough. As the number of cars on the road start to increase, as well as the number of lanes on the road, you start to like grow more and more aware of like, oh shit, if I like sneeze, I am going to pivot and hit something. And there is no shot I make it out of that. Because this highway, as you can see from this image here, this highway is not close to the ground. There are buildings nearby, but if you were to hit anything at speed, you would be jettisoned from the bike.
To be honest,
there's-
she would have slowed down. if she's
Okay.
getting that anxious, she would have slowed down a bit, and she would let everyone know, like, hey, I'm slowing down a bit, but I'm, keeping tabs on where you are, kind of thing.
Okay, I will say because you slowed down, you feel that jitteriness start to come on you, and you make the executive decision that it is not worth keeping up. You'll just slow a little bit. You hear from over the comms, Neon. JJ says, "Y'all, if you're on the highway, should be hitting a traffic jam right about, well, maybe in the next minute or so. Just be aware, it's gonna be packed."
Good work.
I heard that. Alright. We staying on him? We slowing down?
So as you are staying on, or as you're on the highway, Kaya and Lockhart, roll me a clever check. You can add your motorcycling to this.
Oof.
Luckily, that this is not a handling check of any kind.
Yep.
Oof. Okay. You're both very focused on the road. Legacy and Neon, you both can make me cool or clever checks, and anything that has to do with spotting someone, you can add to it. Legacy, you get your corpo bonus because you're trying to make sure that you keep up with the vehicle.
Spot it. Can I use my conspiracy shit?
I
Spot the
tell me
Mothman.
why.
You gotta spot the cryptid.
Mothman?
Yeah.
It's 10, not 13.
I will say that you're not looking for a cryptid, you're looking for an orange car. Or a reddish orange car.
Which is easier to see than a Mothman.
Just roll. Okay.
Would
There you go. So between Neon like having the ability to not needing to focus on the actual driving aspect of things and just looking out from where you are on Lockhart's back. Lockhart slowing down as well probably helped. You get a visual on the car. You are maybe 30 seconds, 40 seconds behind them, which is not a lot of physical distance, or rather, not as large a distance as you would think. Well, maybe none. I say 30 or 40 seconds. I should say something more like 15 to 20 seconds. They're in visual range. You see the speck of what you believe to be the orange car. It is hauling. It is trying to get away. And Legacy, you hearing the constant feedback of the camera feed and directions from Longview, you get a heads up, and Longview says, "Traffic block is hitting. I think the car is gonna go for. Yeah, it's trying to go around."
Legacy will let Kaya know. And I will say, I want to try something that as soon as we are within close enough distance to it, that Legacy can try to get a picture. She will use the picture, because we established she has the ability to take pictures with her hand. She'll try to take a picture of it to grab a license plate to push off to the hackers.
Okay. So, you are closing in on it. I need another motorcycle check from the riders. You are very focused on the road, which is good, but it's a matter of making sure you haven't noticed the vehicle yet. You're just riding.
I kind of feel like spending, this is just, are we approaching the car, or?
You are approaching the car. You just haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
You know that you're pulling up on it.
Okay. I'm feeling very unlucky. I'd like to boost the roll.
Okay.
Would any of the passengers relay that we're close to it?
Well,
Oh,
I
we're
mean,
all
Legacy,
Yeah.
Legacy told everybody that what Longview said.
Yeah.
That we're getting close to it, and the car itself is trying to go around whatever is causing the roadblock.
Yeah.
Mhm.
16
Good thing I fucking boosted.
and 11. Okay. Yeah, that boost is good. That is a useful boost to have. Lockhart, you're still kind of lagging behind, but you are at least in control. Kaya, you noticed that Lockhart is lagging a good bit now. So you have to make the executive decision. Are you going to slow down and let Lockhart catch up, or are you going to go ahead?
She just asked them. She asked
Okay.
earlier when no one responded. Are we slowing down, or are we going ahead?
Oh.
Lockhart said she was slowing down herself because she doesn't want to fucking crash.
Exactly. And Kaya's like, cool. We sticking together, or we going ahead?
Keep eyes on him.
Yeah, Legacy, you feel Legacy hunker down just a little bit more behind you, and then there's a sigh of we need to stay in visuals.
All right, Legs.
Shush! Shush!
Fucking just give me a 1 and jeez.
Okay. Legacy, roll me 2d6 as a luck check. I really want you to roll low. It would amuse me. Okay, you're fine. So, you are pulling ahead. At this point, Kaya, being the rider that you are, just your passive ability alone, you can see the traffic block ahead. That is stopped traffic. That is 0 miles per hour stopped traffic. Gridlocked.
As soon as she says that, she relays that.
Yeah. So, Lockhart, you can't even see, because the highway has curved. You can't see the wall of cars that exists in front of you. But there is... You get a message from Kaya about how it is dead stopped ahead. You don't have a good gauge as to how far ahead, but you know that it's going to be the next couple of seconds. Kaya, as you are looking down, you have enough visual acuity that you don't see the orange car on the backmost row of traffic, so you can easily guess that it probably pulled off to, to the shoulder of the highway and squeezed through the number of vehicles.
So like it exited off?
No, it's like
It's driving in
there's
the
no
emergency
exits.
lane.
Yeah, it's driving in a part where there's not supposed to be any vehicles. So this is going to be you. If you want to keep up with it, your options are weave through the gridlocked traffic, or pull off to the shoulder, which for a car isn't as big a deal, but for a motorcycle is a little bit more treacherous because of the gravel and level of like dust and rock there that can accumulate.
What would be harder to drive on?
The shoulder.
The shoulder is going to be at risk of a tire slide. So if you're braking or turning, but you won't have to brake or turn as often. Going through the gridlock is going to be a lot of turning and moving and braking, so you're likely to slow down, but you aren't as likely to crash at high speed.
Alright. Kaya sees the roadblock, the dead stop, sees it, the car probably went on the shoulder. Probably not gonna like this. Dead stop. Thinking a lock, goes through the grid, slows down, just quick turns. I'm thinking I could probably go on the shoulder.
You just hear grumbling. You're not even able to make out what she is saying anymore. You just hear grumbling.
Legs, say the word and I won't.
Fucking go. God damn stupid ass
Sorry.
bike. Fucking hate this. You're never getting me on this again.
And at least I got you on the once. Alright, Lock, remember. Remember to lean, remember to slow down, take it slow, right? Just flat out, try to corner him.
Okay. Lockhart, your cool defense is 8.
Yep.
Still shaky, but because you are slow, I will offer you a choice.
Okay.
You can slow down again, which will mean if and when anything were to start, say for example if an initiative were to be rolled, you would be a full round behind, or you can try to keep up and risk panicking.
I didn't know we were playing Call of Cthulhu.
I know, right? The fuck?
It's a Joe game. It's always Call of Cthulhu.
I really want to keep up because I don't. I love you guys, but I don't trust y'all to be in a fight without me here.
You'd be around. We could hide for a round.
I will say that
True.
Legacy cannot do any damage really for a round, but Legacy, depending on what they're going against, can handle a round because she has a couple of tricks up her sleeve she's never used.
Kai can probably take one hit. She has +1 brawling.
Yeah.
She's not
Yeah.
a fighter, she's a motorcyclist. She can probably fucking swerve around them.
Okay. So we're gonna move.
Did you decide, Iris? I didn't hear.
So if I were to have this issue, what would I be rolling? If I may ask.
What would you be rolling for if you were panicking?
Yeah, it would be just cool defense or a cool roll.
No, it's going to be my roll against your cool defense.
Okay.
Could I, help Lockhart, saying some soothing vibes? You got this, breathe.
Yeah, I'll let you do that. I'll let you roll, and if you get above a 10, if you just roll, I'll let you manipulate too. if you roll above a 10, I will give Lockhart a bonus of however high above 10 you get for the next roll. That would be like stress inducing.
14.
14. Okay, cool. So Lockhart, you can hear Neon behind you giving you a little bit of a cooling, like cool head, just like, okay, you got this. Breathe.
Hey, thoughts?
Lockhart has never encountered this before, but it is soothing. She won't admit it though.
Okay, so let me go.
Going back to the mental state of, okay, follow your training. You got this.
Exactly. So like Lockhart's in the gridlock, Kaya's on the shoulder, right? That's what Kaya suggested. I don't know if Lockhart's actually doing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Zoop.
Oh god.
Oh.
Lord, you actually have a map for this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, there's a map.
Yeah. Let me see.
How the fuck to get over there? I'm assuming that's the car.
Yes, all of the ones that are not highlighted in any amount of color are just
Boring
other
civilians.
vehicles. Yeah, they're just civilians. So, Kaya, you have pulled along the shoulder. There's a couple of billboards and streetlights and other things that are just around you. You can see that there's the various shoulder turning lane areas. Some people have crammed into the shoulder up ahead. But as you get closer and closer, both you and Legacy, you don't have to roll for this. You can see the roof of that car. It has been just shunted off the edge to the shoulder a little bit. You are guessing from some probably just like impromptu bobbing and weaving to try and get through traffic, and has just crawled to a stop with the rest of the traffic. And it's just like you're here now amongst the traffic. It is the thick smell of diesel fuel and gasoline, and the like honking, like blaring of horns, the yelling of disgruntled people, like angry, pissed off.
So
It's almost unnerving how that car just there are tinted windows, and there is no commotion, nobody leaning out the window to yell. Like, it seems just eerily calm for what it is otherwise a panic scenario.
can we see people in it at all?
No, the windows are tinted very, very heavily. You can see from where you are, though, just like the highway is relatively flat. There's a slight curve, like a hill to it, but all in all, it's still relatively flat. There's nobody outside of their vehicle that seems to be running or anything like that. So you don't see anybody who matches the description outside of their vehicle moving around or running. There are people who are outside of their vehicle or leaning out the window, but they're just various people, like, just of the city who are either workers or delivery men, just frustrated and yelling. But you see the car.
Oh. It's just sitting there, right? Because dead stop.
It's sitting there. Yeah, it's
There.
locked.
Menacingly.
Mm-hmm.
Is the car hackable?
Smart car?
Possibly. Roll me I will say this is just a straight hacking check. So straight clever check plus your no, it'll be just a normal hacking check, but you can add your bonus for Tetsuo to it.
17.
Okay. So as you are, like, the motorcycle rumbles to a stop, you start scanning the area. There are a million signals right here. It is a just mess of different Wi-Fi signals and wavelengths and other like connections that are going through. You get a lot of signals going through this area, a lot of noise, and there's not really any way to discern if that car in particular is hackable unless you were right up next to it or plugged into it. You could guess or just start hacking everything that you could see. Or you could tap on Longview and Hijack to see if they could help you start just getting inside every vehicle. But that's with a 17, your quick assessment is like you don't know. There's too much noise here to know for sure.
And thus far, there has been nothing that would indicate that they have clocked our motorcycle as being after them at all. Like we've been far enough behind that it's like it's just a motorcycle.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing immediately that you would think identifies you in that way. The only one that would have been ID'd would be Konako, if anything.
Maybe, Kaya, we should, because Lockhart's coming. They're coming.
Yeah. Thinking, wait here, make sure it doesn't move. Wait for lock and...
We can try to get ahead of it, right? You can squeeze over to the other side, like, ahead of it.
Yeah?
Because if it tries to take off and speed past us, then you're not going to have to do as much crazy bullshit with me on the back to try and catch up if we're already ahead of it, right?
So, like, Kai just points, like, right, get over there?
Yeah, that'll work.
You, as you're sitting there talking, somebody in the car adjacent to you leans out of their window. It is this round, like, bald-headed person with a very, very thick, like, Mario mustache style, like, dark brown mustache. And he just goes, "Hey, what the fuck is this? Get behind me like any of the other fucking vehicles. If you want this motorcycle privilege bullshit just because you can fit on a fucking shoulder of the road."
Shut your ass up.
This dude is immediately like, "Oh, you want to fucking talk to me like that, you piece of shit!" Like, starts going for his seatbelt, getting all fucking bothered.
Can I hack his car and just lock him in? Please?
Can you do what?
Can I hack his car and lock him in? Just for the humor. Just for the funnies, please?
Roll a hack check.
Oh my god.
Just take over the car, lock the doors. Roll up the window. 17! Without the Tetsuo bonus.
Yep. Yeah, so with a 17, the dude is like shuffling over, grabs his seatbelt. You, like, it's very similar to trying to like walk in a suburban neighborhood and pick a Wi-Fi signal. So you just grab the strongest one because it's the closest, and you jump into it. You get radio control, you get basic electronic systems control, door locks on off, and child locks.
I want to
as
child
well as, like,
lock
lights
his.
and shit.
I want to child lock his car, roll his windows up, and turn it on to like fucking like a mariachi band radio.
So the dude's you start to roll the doors immediately. You see like, and then the dude's like hasn't noticed yet. The windows start rolling up. And he's like, "What the fuck?" And in the like, immediately, the car starts thrumming with. The dude's just got his hand slapped against the side of his head, just like, ah! Angry screaming.
In the middle of this serious heist, we still get comedy. This is great.
And
Thanks,
the
Legacy.
dude
Thanks.
is like panicked, screaming, trying to get the door open. He's like elbowing the window.
Legs.
Serves him
You
right.
want to turn it down to like not deafening volumes?
No.
I can't help him. All right, hang on. Again, two fingers salute to the guy. Kaya revs off.
Flip him off.
Okay.
Flip him off.
Yeah, Legacy will
Flip
just
him off.
will do the little wave as they like scoot by and then flip them off as they're about like away.
Kaya
The dude-
fucking- okay.
He like only halfway notices you because his like he is covering his ears and just confused, and he's now what was at one point just a random ghost just assailing him has now become you, the fucking highway wraith bitch with the fucking on her motorcycle, and you've cursed him, and he knows it's you. This dude's like, you can see the veins in his neck just tight as hell as he is yelling. You can't hear anything except the dulcet tones of mariachi music.
Oh man. Whew.
That's a way to break the tension.
So
There's
you
a
said you
reason
wanted
why
to
she's named
move-
Chaos.
You said you wanted to move up. Where precisely did you want to move up to?
See, Legacy was like, we should get ahead of it. And Kaya was about to say, like, well, here's the thing about being in a bike in front of a car. The car can hit you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing.
Well,
She'd probably like roll up away from the guy and probably get to like over here or something.
Right up here.
Yeah, just like in front of it, like enough so she still has options for where to go to weave in. But like, she'd be like, you know, if we get right in front of it, they're probably just gonna fucking hit us.
Okay, there you go.
Fucking radio.
And just make sure, I think you can move your tokens, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. But yeah, so you just like you have that idle thumping of a motorcycle as you just kind of very, very gingerly waddle forward a little bit and then get a little kick, move like 40 or so feet, and then come to a stop. Both of you roll me cool checks, and Legacy, you can add your +2. This is to look innocuous, because I assume you're very locked on target to this car.
Legacy's pretty satisfied with her quick hack there. I don't think she's paying attention.
I will give Legacy the benefit of a bonus here as well, so you can have your Tetsuo bonus as well as another +1.
I mean, Kaya's trying to radio back. How far is Lockhart? How are you guys doing?
After this check.
Okay, doke. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So you're good. You pull up, Kaya. Your helmet I imagine you have a full face helmet.
Yep.
Yeah, which greatly improves your odds of looking like that. It very, very seriously impacts your poker face, considering that you have no face. So you pull up and you just kind of idle on the side of the road. Again, these two people in the nearest cars, one of them is this like middle-aged woman with a big fro of hair, and she looks over at you and she just looks disgusted. She is like imagine the type of mother who goes to church every Sunday and she turns to see two like punk teens with like Hail Satan on a t-shirt or something. She looks at you with such disgust and disdain, like, how dare you cheat in the traffic rules right now by going on the shoulder. But she doesn't roll down her window or say anything. She just gets haughty and pearl clutchy inside her own car.
This heist was about to start turning into Legacy hacks every car on the highway when they start moving off.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. You're gonna make Kaya move up down the entire fucking highway, making more people upset.
Okay. So, just as planned, Neon and Lockhart, you all bust onto the scene, and you're not far behind.
Legacy will turn around, spot them, wave, point towards the car, throw in with mariachi, and then flip the car off again.
The dude in that car, his eyes are like reddened from just frustration and strain. He's like only halfway looking at you, just because he's like partially blinded almost with rage. But he sees you, and he starts to yell, and then he sees Lockhart just idle next to him, passing, and immediately starts fucking kicking and screaming and thrashing in his seat from frustration.
Raised eyebrow in confusion, but then just continues forward.
Don't fucking ask.
Like the fuck?
What's
up with this? What's up with that fucker?
Blah blah blah, motorcycle privilege, blah blah blah, legacy hack shit. Likes mariachi music.
You, like, Lockhart, you are going through here with your basic level of threat assessment, and Neon with your general people sense. You are just looking through some of the cars that don't have tinted windows, and you can see everyone who sees you pass them. They either look at you with hatred, envy, rage, or disgust. There are people who flick you off. Some people get out, like, lean their head out of the window and be like, "Fuck you!" They're just a bunch of disgruntled men and women along the highway, but none of them get out of their car. The only person who you see who would look like he would get out of his car is currently blasting mariachi music.
Yeah. Kaya is just like, this is just what happens when you have a motorcycle. People hate you for no reason.
Okay, so you're here. As you're looking up, you can see relatively easily that there appears to be some fire or something that is going on about a mile, maybe a mile and a half up ahead. Something is on fire up there.
How far?
And that is clearly what caused the traffic jam.
How far back is the last exit that we passed?
It would be probably 2 or 3 miles back. Not super far, but the difficulty would be that this traffic is all going in this direction, so the exit is going to be pointed like this. So if you're thinking about going backwards, you'll have to go over and then back.
Oh,
which you could do because you're on the side of the road here. You
But
have
if
that
the
access.
yeah, if the traffic is piling up further and further and further back,
Mm-hmm.
that means that we'd be weaving through backwards, like not trying to cut across actively moving traffic. Potentially.
Oh yeah, you're the nearest exit at the point you're at, and by the time Lockhart gets up to you, you can see that the traffic has accumulated and is very, very quickly approaching the point where it starts to curve around the bend of the highway, and you see that it is more than likely going to be stopped back there for a good bit. You're looking at a messy traffic jam right now.
all
right.
Do we want
Legacy.
to know what happened?
Yeah. Hey, Legs, do you want me to try and plug into their car? Get a plug into their car for you?
I mean, if you can do that, then I can trap them in there. I don't know that trapping in them will be particularly useful without a roof, but it's something.
Also, they don't have a route.
They have a roof, right?
They have a roof.
I thought you
Yeah.
said the roof got taken off.
No, I think he meant that we spotted the roof of the car.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as it took off. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And the car's not moving anytime soon.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
pretty deadlocked. So roll me a, let's see. Neon, you can roll a cool check. Do you have anything about reading people?
Do I have this about reading people? Not really.
Just roll straight cool. I'll still give you a +1 to it because I think this is something you'd probably be good at. But yeah. So you haven't been in this exact situation before. This is a very unique position to be in. But if it were you in that car, having just peeled out from a very busy place, getting stuck in traffic after flooring it to get here, this seems like the kind of desperate, just don't move and nobody will notice us kind of play.
Mm-hmm.
So that's sort of what you're getting the impression of. Very much like they're just trying to wait it out. If they don't do anything rash, nobody will notice them and no one will care.
Yeah. So when I got to go ahead, I have some sort of USB that you gave me, right, Legacy? I believe that's what we talked about. Or I can plug my goggles into something.
Mm-hmm.
I believe so, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so once we come to a stop near the car, Neon's gonna slide off, don her mask early, just in case she gets spotted, although she doubts she's going to. And she's gonna begin slipping through the cars.
Okay. Roll me a sneaky, stealthy roll as
I have
you're
this.
weaving through the cars.
Yeah, I have sneaky stuff. I'll boost this too for prep.
Mm-hmm.
Which we have 7 prep to start with, right? So now I have
6.
6, so I have 5 now.
Unless
One
you're
group prep.
And 1 group prep. I'm not gonna use that right now.
Yeah, the group prep
But-
is our oh shit.
Give.
God damn it.
Damn.
Holy shit! Joe,
Damn.
Joe, just give it to her.
Yeah.
Holy
So
fucking shit.
so Neon, you're still sitting on the back of the motorcycle as you approach. You see everyone else kind of assessing the situation, and you take this point to be like, okay, gridlocked, everyone's preoccupied. I'm just gonna go for it. So you really quickly, in one fluid motion, swing your leg over the side of the bike while pulling the mask out of the opposite side of your pocket and sweep the mask right over your head, pull your hair back and tuck it into your shirt, and slide off. You're short, so you already are hard to see just walking through the cars, but you get into a very low crouch and you just vanish among the metal and steel of all of these different vehicles. Like Lockhart, Legacy, and Kaya, you see Lockhart pull up, and you're just like, okay, so this is what we're looking at, and then Neon is gone.
Looks like someone's on the move.
Fucking ghosts.
And I believe you also should have control of your tokens.
Yeah. Bloop.
Imagine it's like a Ford pickup next to that car. She just rolls under it.
Yeah.
A lifted truck doesn't have to worry about nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're just creeping through the traffic. Like, the cars are so closely packed together for the most part that you're able to either walk between them for, like, walk around or between for some, but others, because they're close together, they're not moving. So there's like a couple points where you get really, really close to one, like lay down for a second, roll through and underneath the car, get on the other side, and continue just almost like Spider-Man prowling through the other cars and vehicles. And the whole time you're looking up through the windows, making sure, like, getting eyes on the driver or passengers to see if anybody sees you. And as you're going, you see just, yeah, there's a couple in one, and they're just talking to each other, clearly disgruntled. You see another person who's asleep, and they're literally sleeping. Their hand on the wheel, the other hand like on the side of the window, and they're just conked out. You see a couple people who are like a group of 4 who are all having a conversation. Everyone is preoccupied because this is one of those traffic jams where you just sit down and try to entertain yourself until shit moves. And yeah, these people are tuned out. So you slip all the way up to this vehicle. You, without having to roll, are able to notice that all of the windows are tinted near black. You can't see anything from the outside immediately.
I would like to slip under the car and plug in something for Legacy.
Okay.
Shouldn't you have some fancy goggles that'll let you see in the car?
I don't think it will let me see past tinted windows.
I thought it was like infrared
Yeah.
or something.
It does have infrared and X-ray.
You can try infrared. X-ray you would... I don't know how far X-ray goes. But I will at least let you roll. I know infrared is like you throw up the infrared on the goggles and you can see the heat map of the car. The windows are cool. Because there's no one against the window, the heat doesn't transfer as readily.
Yeah.
So you're not getting anything off of
That's
infrared.
fine.
You can get close and use X-ray though. But you want to like slide up underneath the car.
Yeah.
Okay. You, like, with the car stopped and in the traffic it's in, you just get on your back and very carefully shimmy underneath the car. It's not a hot rod. It's, again, just a basic sedan, so this isn't too difficult. And you're underneath in the workings and mechanics of the car now. That's the play.
Yeah. I want to slide in whatever I have that would give Legacy a hack. Like connected to like an electrical system or
Okay.
something.
So roll me a clever check, and I will let Legacy count as assisting you because she is your partner, and I would assume that you turn the goggles on so that Legacy can see
Yes.
through them.
Yes.
Yeah. So Legacy, you see her scurry underneath the car, and this is like, you didn't notice Neon leave, and then you see the feed cut on, and she's underneath the car. But you can walk her through the process of like where to plug, where you can find an electrical port on this, like from this area of the vehicle.
Okay. So
So can
Yeah,
Legacy
so-
roll the clever check instead of me?
I will let Legacy roll it just a straight clever check. You're not a car buff, but you are
Kaya's
smart
there.
enough.
Kaya
That's
can
true.
help.
This is true.
Kaya, you have a literal mechanic just fucking twiddling her thumbs, chewing gum.
Legacy will just like tilt her head because I get a +1 anyway because of the
Mm-hmm. Partner thing.
partner thing.
Mhm.
And Legacy will just kind of like tilt her head slightly, like perk up, tilt her head. Kaya, do you know about cars?
Looks at you. What kind of fucking question is that? What do you mean?
Do you know about that car? And she like kind of like jerks her head vaguely towards the orange car, but not in like a clear motion towards it. So if they're looking this direction, they don't notice.
Yeah, it's not pointing at it.
I
Yeah.
need electrical outlet underneath. Neon's underneath the car.
Joe, I'm pulling from her nerd ability that she does
Yes.
know this car.
Yeah. This is
Like-
you could very easily be like, oh yeah, it's a stock model,
Oh, like
whatever
fucking-
this is.
fucking scratches like helmet for a second.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's a 20. Like, I think it's like 5-year-old model. Here's what I think it is. Probably going to be about 3 feet out from the back left tire. There should be a little control panel. If you, I mean, if you take a fucking fork, anything like semi thin, you could probably just bust it open, give you a pour directly into it.
So Legacy will parrot that back to Neon. Do I get any
Mhm.
additional, like an advantage or anything with that? Additional
I will say
bonus?
that it will lower the DC by 2.
Okay.
It's really easy to spot.
What does that mean? Just a clever +1. That's what I got.
Mhm.
Hey, 12.
Yeah, that's easily enough. So you parrot that verbatim back to Neon, and Neon, as you're getting these instructions, you're looking, and you're a little confused at first because you're like, I don't really see, and then you kind of move up a little bit, shimmy around, and you do see a little electrical box that's up past the it's a little bit higher and further into the guts of the car. So it's further away from like the open area on the road, but it's just within reach. So you reach back there and kind of paw at it. Roll me a quick check, and if you have any, like, so. Tell me, is your manipulation ability, is it straight manipulation? Is that the literal wording?
Yes.
I will allow you to use that with the express intent that I'm reading it as manipulating something small.
Okay.
You're extra dexterous.
Yes.
Sleight of hand.
I did also take like acrobatics as well. Is another skill I took.
Oh, okay. You won't need that for this because you're not doing anything like necessarily quick, but this will help you for that one.
The way he said that was just like, oh, nice. I'll note that down for later.
Yes. So
When you have to dive off
You-
of this highway.
you're pressed underneath the car. It's hot. It is not summertime, but underneath the car where the engine is just actively going, you can hear the rumble, the like, and then you reach your hand in through the inner workings and the guts of the car to reach up to connect that little black box, and your hand it is just, it feels like you're holding your hand above a live burning stove. Like it is very, very hot, but you reach back, paw at it a little bit, you get a couple like smears of grease on your fingertips, but you stretch and touch it and dig a nail into it. It's not a very like difficult to access box. It's just a plastic
Yeah.
like covered snap lid. So you push and you get the tunk, and then the little lid opens up, and you can see there's just a handful of cables in there that mean nothing to you.
Plug it
go ahead.
in, plug it in.
So you look for a spot to plug it in. There's nothing immediately obvious. You'll have to unplug something first.
Call for help, radio for help, phone a friend.
Unplug
Like,
everything.
Regis.
Yeah,
Unplug everything. The car won't go.
that's true. Treating it like it's a bomb. It's not. It's a car.
But if you unplug everything, those people are immediately out of the car.
Oh, Joe, I have an idea. Like, what's the weather like?
It's fairly clear. It's a bit windy.
Damn.
There's a slight call for like rain, but nothing other than that. The rain hasn't hit yet, at the very least.
I was hoping it'd be hot, telling me on to unplug the AC control.
Oh no. Well, actually, it is hot. It is a hot, because I think we left off and it was like March-ish.
Yeah,
we
it should
did
be
say it was
summer.
summer.
Yeah, so it would be hot. There's a cool breeze, but when it's not like when there's not like a nice breeze, it is like easily 80-90 degrees.
Alright, does Neon relay that she has to unplug something?
So assuming that Legacy and Kaya are both over the shoulder watching the camera feed from Neon's glasses, you can see, Kaya, that none of those systems that are plugged in there are going to kill the engine. Those are things like those are types of additional connections to other parts of speakers in the car. There is a temperature control like AC and fan control. There are rear light controls. Nothing that would cause the car to just die, but you can shut off the AC.
Would you like me to do that?
Please.
Okay.
Kaya just looks at the field like, alright. Rear lights.
Like Nia doesn't know what these do. She's gonna pull about the one you tell her to.
Yeah, exactly. Kaya's just looking over the shoulder like, alright, that's the rear lights, blinker, that's the speaker. They've got a fucking tricked out speaker. The fuck? Alright. AC. Alright. Third from the left. Pull that one.
Okay, so she'll pull it and at the same time plug the chip in.
Indiana Jones style.
Yeah.
Okay, roll me a quick, and I will give you a additional +1, include as well as with the partner +1, so you have a +2.
Okay. Cool. Wow.
With manipulation still?
Oh, can I have manipulation still? That would make it 11.
I will say you can.
Okay.
You'll still do it, but there will be a brief moment where, like, you're because you're not in the car yet.
Mm-hmm.
You're not able to glean information on how that would look or interact or impact what's going on inside. But you make that switch as fast as you can and as smoothly as you can. Are you staying there?
What if anything could I do? Like, I could cause some damage to this while I'm there, but when you have control of it, Legacy, what could you do? I know you could lock the doors, I know you could stop them.
Well, this is going to be a moment where we're gonna have to negotiate with Joe here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Because you gave me the jump and jack program.
Mm-hmm.
So once I'm connected to a network, and I see an object or an element that otherwise would not have a Wi-Fi signal to hack or is ECM shielded, I can spend a prep and attempt to hack it from the network that I'm in.
Okay.
So if I am in the car, that means anything within the car, technically, I can try to hack.
You can try to hack one thing
Per prep.
per prep. Yes. You won't know. You will have. So because you're not able to see into the car, what I assume Legacy would do is, if you were going to jumping jack, try to something else. You could. I will give you a list of DCs, and you can decide what one you want to shoot for, and it will give you whatever functionality comes with that DC.
On top of the car itself, right?
On top of the car itself, but the car is going to be relatively low because you're plugged into the car.
Yeah. So let me go ahead and try to get into the car, and then give me what I have from the car, and then we'll move on to that discussion.
Yeah. Because if I need to do extra more, I can like slash their fucking tires or something.
You can. Like, as far as any of you have been able to tell, this is just a bog standard sedan.
So if you can't disable it, I'll disable it. Or I could like make them leak oil and gas or something.
Oh God, do not.
And
Not
then
oil.
This is also with the partner.
Not gas, I mean.
17.
Okay, with a 17, you're able to get into the systems of the car. What you have access to now is the basics of what you had access to come into the other guy's car. You have radio, you have lights, doors, windows, that sort of thing. If you use jump and jack, I will tell you the different DCs of different things you can hack within the car.
What are the DCs?
Okay, so you're jumping jacking.
I'm considering.
Okay. So if you decide to jumping jack, there are 3 DCs. 12, 17,
22.
No, not unless I got a crit. Or had a whole bunch of extra shit that I could spend on boosting.
Even 17's way beyond what most humans can do.
I mean, Kai can.
Yeah,
Kai can give you a boost.
And you get +1 because I'm helping you, technically, right?
Yeah. So, and then I would need to know if any of those DCs I would get my Tetsuo bonus.
For 2 of them you would. For the 17 and the 22 you would.
Okay. Because that's flat 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have a minimum roll of a 12 if I have my Tetsuo bonus.
If you boost it, then you might be able to hit the 20, actually.
Because a boost is 3 die, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It would just...
And you can boost it yourself, too, technically, if you wanted to.
Well, I'm already spending a prep to use my jumping jack. So that would leave me with 1 prep. I'd have to roll a minimum of 3 on each die. 3, somewhere between 3 and 4.
That's a straight 50-50 shot.
Yeah. 12.
Oh, shit. Okay, actually, pause. Before you do anything, nominate amongst one of you who is going to roll a d20.
Iris has rolled in a while.
Yeah, you roll, Iris.
Hi, Hazel.
Yeah, I
If you
get
want
blamed
to.
for whatever.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
Higher,
Yep, you
higher
sure
is
can.
better. Higher is
if
better.
you want to. If you don't, I am willing to take the blame.
Nah, I'll do it. Fuck it.
Okay. I just thought maybe you haven't rolled in a while.
So you want me to roll now?
Mhm.
No, oh, you're gonna as long as gonna have.
Wow.
Yes! My intuition was right.
I did not think that would happen. Okay. All right.
My
So
intuition was right.
High five,
So-
baby. Thank you.
I need to make one slight change. The
Okay.
DC of 22 goes up to 24.
24. Excuse me,
Yes.
sir. You said it was a good thing.
20 is a good thing. You get a benefit from that.
Okay.
I'm not gonna tell you what it is.
Going to be able to make a fucking 24.
Yeah, like you'd have to get like 3 18s on a boost plus all, like plus 6 total.
I'm just going for the 17. I was
Use a
thinking about the 22 for a second, but no, I can't
You
do
could use
that.
the group prep.
Yep, you can. So if I stacked it right,
You need
You
to
can
roll
spend-
a 12.
yeah, you can spend your own prep. Kaya can attach a prep as per one of her abilities, and you can use a group prep. Those are 3 distinct sources that technically you can use.
See, the issue is I'm already spending a prep to even activate Jumping Jack. Then I will have to spend another prep to try and boost, which leaves me with exactly 1 prep for the entire rest of the heist.
I can give you cash to
It's also
give you prep.
worth noting that at the very, very least, you know that there is something inside that car that is digitally walled up to a really high degree.
And I can give you cash because you can spend cash for prep. I can literally just march over and hand you my money. Take this.
I have money too if we really needed it.
So
If you guys
I say go for it.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it. This is complete control of the car we're talking about
This
here.
is 5.
It might even be a fucking Delamine and we can reroute it or something.
That's
Now, this DC is something that is not attached to the car.
Okay.
I already
Because of
have
Jumping
access
Jack.
to. I already have as much access to the car itself as I'm going to get.
Okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
there's not really much you can do with the car.
Yeah, for a basic
So-
sedan.
It's 2
Mhm.
dice plus 1 from my prep plus 1 from the group prep plus 1 from Kaya.
Yep.
So that's 5 dice.
You're definitely gonna make that because
Don't say that.
Sorry.
Shush. Oh, fucking, oh my god.
Yes. So
Oh,
I
thank
will-
god.
Oh, barely.
Okay. So you see this heavy wall of some kind of digital defense, and immediately start thinking like, okay, if I do this and this and this, and I could probably crack it. And Kaya, you watch Legacy, like, sweat on her brow start hacking, and Legacy, you are hacking into the system. This is a very, very dense ice. This control system, whatever it is protecting or securing something that is immensely important to some degree. And as you successfully hack it, you have access for a brief moment. As you get access, there is almost like a presence that you get from it. In the same way that into the mansion, and there was that slow kind of creep of Longview catching your trail and sniffing you out. This is like walking up to a house and picking the lock to the door and seeing the person who owns the house through the window. And there is an immediate flash. The only thing you have access to for this instant is a diagnostic read. You get a full top to bottom diagnostic view for just a fraction of a second before you are shunted back out of the system with gusto. You see a military-grade carbon skeleton with armor steel plating. You see reflex-enhancing brain lining augments. You see fiber muscles that have been woven and are reinforced with steel augments. You see that this thing has no eyes, but is rather kitted
Oh,
with
right.
several different like visors that offer a full spectrum view. This is something that is equipped like a tank in the shape of a person. And as you hack into it, you can see that it has a full cybernetic suite built for hacking defense, explicitly for something you imagine like this. And much in the way that a legendary resistance works, you successfully break down the barrier only to have every system flash red and be shunted out of it immediately. And now we're gonna go right into combat, because now everyone knows you're there.
Wait,
I thought this was supposed to be a good thing,
Yeah,
Joe.
I-
Normally,
I
when you
think
make the
I have a
DC,
ghost
get the
still.
thing.
I have ghosts still.
Yeah, she
I-
has. She has
I-
ghost. This is supposed to be good. What the
This-
fuck?
Trust me, there's a thing that there's only so good it can get, but this is much better than it was before.
Better for who?
Legacy just like, as soon as she starts getting this diagnostic read, she goes extremely still, which she does not do very often. And you just hear a very clear, over the comms, everybody on the comms. Shit. And just that very... We need to run. We need to run.
Okay. So that diagnostic read flashes across your screen. You say, "We need to run." Neon, from underneath the car, you hear the shuffling of weight, and then the door just blows off of its hinges, like just is kicked off. And there is a red-plated foot stepping out of the car.
Yeah,
Oh,
like that is
shit.
red.
Yeah, it's fucking red. God damn. Okay.
I will try to lock the rest of them in.
The doors immediately just shunk, 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 shunk. All the windows immediately roll all the way up. You can hear from inside the car, like, "What is happening?" And like the sound of gun being loaded and accounted for, and someone else is just, "I don't fucking know." And Red immediately like steps out, towers over the car, and starts scanning the tops of the vehicles.
Whew. Mask on, mask on, mask on. As soon as Legacy said shit.
Duck behind the cars, you guys, so we're not seen.
Oh yeah, tuck behind the fucking cars.
And I will
Okay.
remind yet again, Lacey does have Laughing Girl.
Mm-hmm. This is
His electronic eyes
significant.
cannot see me.
There is a moment where just almost like a lighthouse, you feel this gaze sweep from here across the vehicles and then back. Everyone go ahead and roll me a quick as you duck behind the vehicles.
Okie doke.
It's not too difficult because, again, there's not anything that would indicate Kaya or Lockhart as being associated with a hacker.
Man.
Okay.
Shit. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
21,
11,
wow.
12.
Good roll, Legacy.
I forgot to clear that.
Mhm.
Good. 12 good. 10 good. 8.
Would threat assessment maybe be tied to it?
I
You got the
I
warning
will-
of the shit.
I will say that for that you can have threat assessment, and Neon is totally fine. You are underneath the car.
They're never gonna think the call's coming from inside the house. From under the
Um,
car.
So that's a +3 to the 8.
So that's an 11.
Gotcha.
10,
Okay.
11, 12.
So all three of you immediately, like, the door kicks off its hinges and you see the back of this like red steel plated head, and it turns around and immediately all of you dive below
Dive.
the waist high cover of vehicle. Neon, you hear the one like of foot planting in concrete and the other of the other foot, and from inside the vehicle you can hear, what is happening? What in the fuck is going on?
Oh, fuck!
And you can't see it, but there's a slight gesture, almost like the posture of someone holding a hand to say wait. Legacy, you hear over the comms, Longview comes in and says, did something happen? There's something going on. And I don't know how to explain it, but I imagine it's not you.
Yeah, I think we were a little, pretty sure Boss Man's in that car.
You, like, just very carefully peering up from where you're hiding, all of you can hear the of windows being rolled down of every car that seems to cross in front of his field of view.
Oh no.
And people in their cars are confused because they're like, what the? And then the windows all roll down. And they're just like, what the fuck? Why can't I roll my fucking windows up? It's hot. I want the windows up. And people are just getting more disgruntled and confused. And then one person in a nearby car is like, hey, buddy, get a hold of your Android. And then this, like, Red, without hesitating, puts a foot on the front of the car and pushes. And you see this, like, sliding of all the cars being moved backwards. And Red steps over here. Then Neon, you are under the car, so he's not looking at you. But he stands there and is scanning back and forth. You start hearing, like, more people just being confused and disgruntled, like, looking at their phone, like, what the fuck is going on? Why is my signal so shit? What is this, like, some kind of, I don't know, like some kind of stunt? Just people panicked. Are any of you doing anything?
They're complaining
I
about
wanna get
signal?
closer.
Yes, they are complaining about signals.
Cool lock, hope you're ready.
Can I double check the communications real fast?
Mm-hmm.
Are they still up and good?
For now, yes, you get contact from everyone that you were in direct contact with before. For now.
Legacy will announce to everybody, yeah, Boss Man's in the car. Any hackers that might be able to do a little bit and fucking run afterward? A little bit of attention on the highway would be appreciated.
You hear, like, the nervous Hijack go, what do you mean Boss Man is in the car? You hear very calmly, Give me a minute. But what, boss man is in what car? The car? Who's boss man? You don't mean like fucking the guy, like the Tetsuo guy.
Well, his pet's outside the car, so yes.
Okay, hold on. And you hear like frantic clacking of keys. After a few seconds, you notice the street lights. The one nearest you, Legacy, it doesn't turn off, but there's a slight flicker in it. And Longview comes over the comms again and says, "Can you see that?"
Yep. Do we see that?
Okay. I don't know if this is gonna help, but here goes. And there's a moment, like a pause, and then all the lights turn on, all at once. It's broad daylight, so it's it's like kind of difficult to notice were you not paying attention to it. But all the lights turn on, and then they all turn off, and then they turn on again, and they turn off, and then they start to turn on and off faster and faster and faster until they are strobing like crazy. And you, like, as the light starts to like flicker like a really rapid strobe light, you can see people in their car. Now you hear the panicked like cries of, "Oh no, what's happening? I don't know, I'm not fine." And people are starting to get nervous. Cars are starting to move again, and it starts to turn into this bumper to bumper, like cars scraping the sides of cars. And Red is looking around, seemingly unbothered by the rapidly flashing lights. Go ahead and roll me, Legacy, a ghost check.
That's clever plus my hacking.
Mm-hmm. Plus your 2 for Tetsuo.
Hey, look at that.
Ooh,
That's a really good roll.
Adrenaline kicks in. She cannot get caught.
So you duck behind the car. You hear over your, like, the comms, it starts to get choppy with, like, ooh, hold on. See if I can do. Yeah. You hear, but there's something going on, and really bad.
Joe, are you intentionally cutting off, or?
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is theater.
I'm assuming that's hijack.
So, that was hijack, panicked, trying to radio you, and you notice like your signal, like if you were looking at your phone, your signal just goes from good to like middling to poor to dead. And you are only connected to local systems.
Yeah, that's good at least.
And I
So
think we're on our own now.
probably still good?
I'm gonna go in and like car hops from side to side to just sit closer in case Neon needs help.
Neon, hearing Joseph Diego's voice, shifted mental gears a little
Disable the
bit.
car, disable the car.
Oh, she's gonna disable the car. She's going to unplug the gas valve. Like, to let
Oh,
the gas
shit.
begin leaking.
Oh my god, no, not the fucking
Okay.
gas.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So you, without any issue, you can see the gas line. You reach up and you can cut it or unplug it, whichever you prefer.
Whatever will cause it to leak.
Yeah, both will cause it to leak very
One is
very
more-
rapidly.
One is more permanent than the other.
Mm-hmm.
The permanent one.
Yeah. So you reach up and with I assume you have a blade or knife of some kind, so you can just reach up.
Knife, yeah.
Yeah, and very carefully roll me a stealth check to do this quietly. It's not difficult to do, but you don't want to be heard.
Yeah, I'm gonna boost this because I ain't taking no risk.
Okay.
Good thing you boosted.
Hold on, let me
Good-
double check
good.
something. I believe she also, because of my virtual ghost ability, so long as I still have a ghost available, everybody in the group has one additional stealth. Stealth
Hey!
chance. So if she gets made with this one, that counts as her, like, ghost.
You are safe. So you did not fail this check, so you don't spend the ghost in that moment. You like very quickly with the hum of the car and the panic growing of people around, you very quickly slice the gas line. This, as you do that, you hear more frustration in the car as the car starts to sputter a little bit. It's like, oh shit, boss, I don't know what's happening. It's like, yeah, nobody fucking does. Nobody knows what's happening. I'm getting out of here. This was a stupid fucking plan. And Joseph Diego steps out of the car. He is carrying some like white technological case of some kind. It looks like a large, almost like a thermos. And he's carrying it under his arm, and it's a stark white in contrast to his gray suit, dark gray suit. Red shoulders Joseph Diego behind him, and like there's a moment of pause, and the guy's like, "What do we do about the fucking car?" It's like, "Leave it. I'll buy you another one. I don't give a shit about the car. There's nothing in it." The guy inside the car reluctantly starts to unbuckle. It's like, "Well, what about..." And, like, immediately Joseph Diego like turns. Just you can hear. It's not like he snaps verbally at the dude, but it is a look. He twists, like immediately turns his head around and looks, like stares this dude into silence. The dude, you hear the click of the seatbelt and door opens up, and out from the door steps a man who's got kind of salt and pepper hair, like a salt and pepper short, scruffy beard. He is the guy who was wearing the long black peacoat and dark suit and hat. Or not scruffy beard, but like vague chin scruff. But he steps out and is standing alongside them, kind of hunched, and pulls his collar up a little bit higher. And he, like, Joseph Diego looks at Red and nods. Red does not look at him in the same, like, does not look at him, does not directly face him, but is nodding in understanding, almost as if he could see the nod without having to face him. And Red just stands there, stock still, motionless.
So they're still by the car though, right?
Yeah, actually, hold on. I have,
Tokens.
yeah. Not this one.
And technically, I guess you can put Neon on top of the car since she is under it.
Mm-hmm.
God damn, he big.
Yeah. Neon would be here. And I didn't make a token for this, but I will very quickly. But yes, Neon, you see this like exchange happen, and Joseph Diego steps out, like puts his hand up, to his ear and starts to dial someone.
This is probably the worst idea I've ever had in history of worst ideas. I've been in their electrical system.
Mm-hmm.
I want to grab one of those electrical wires and throw it onto the gas.
Neon.
Okay.
You're gonna lose another character favor.
Yeah.
It's
I
worth it
want
to
you
kill him. It's worth it to kill him.
I want you to know that will blow up.
It's
Just
worth
in
it to
case
kill
that's
him.
not clear.
Die, you bastard!
I'm just putting strange scientist man here for the time being.
What?
That is the strange, like, man in the dark suit and coat who's standing next to
Okay.
Joseph Diego. They're all standing outside the car now. You can hear as the
Might
like
even
Joseph
cause
Diego
a chain
steps out.
explosion.
You start to hear the like people around just go like, is that the Tetsuo guy? Yeah, I think I saw him on TV once. Like, just people kind of surprised, still nervous, still freaked out about what's going on because that robot kicked the door off the car and is now staring threateningly at kind of everyone.
If we can get the package, we can scatter very easily. I can run very, very fast.
So
You just hear from Noelle, Kaneko, JJ, yeah, I love you both. And then she does it.
Neon!
you
Neon, we
hear
can talk about
the
this.
brief from Kaneko like, hey, wait, what the fuck does that mean? This ain't some fucking action move. And then it cuts off, and then JJ just goes, good luck. And you, from across the city, you see there is a JJ staring very, very hard at a phone, not knowing what's happening, with a great deal of concern. But here, shit, yeah, okay, go ahead and roll quick, I guess, because I want to see. Just roll a basic quick check, and you can add legacies +1 to it.
And can I suggest something really fast?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
The gas is leaking, so it's puddling on the ground, right? Yank it and put it close enough that you can try to roll out and run a little bit, so
You gotta
at least
try.
you have a chance, like, not throwing it directly into the gas, but like right beside it, so it'll be just a couple seconds where we can maybe grab her and get
I'm
out.
I'm gonna aim it for 1 second because anymore I don't want to risk Red's bodyguarding ability. So it needs to be split second. He has no time.
Okay, understood. Then this quick check is the check that is going to determine how far from the explosion you get.
Okay,
I
I'm
help
boosting
here?
it.
Yes, you can. How would you like to help? Because I know Lockhart was sneaking forward.
Well, because that didn't happen,
Oh,
fuck,
I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, realizing what Neon's gonna do, I'm just gonna say she has a fucking instinct for it. She hops on the motorcycle and revs it as loud as possible to get the attention.
And then can't Kaya use an ability to boost again?
Yeah.
Yes, I believe so. Before you jump on the motorcycle, before the explosion thing kicks off, in fairness to Lockhart, where would you have liked to be if you could have successfully sneaked up?
Well, I was gonna basically hop from here and then to here and try and like be near to in case there's a fight breaking out. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Would you rather be here or would you rather be at the motorcycles to rev the engine?
I mean,
The only thing
an
I
engine.
can... Yeah, that's true. But the only thing I can really do to get attention is stand up and maybe break something.
That is true.
And that also means you're close to the explosion, but you're also going to have to try and get away if Red turns on you after explosion. Because we know
Yeah.
Red survives explosions.
Yeah.
Will he survive a chain explosion of multiple cars in the area?
How many fucking civilians? Oh, Red's been
Well, it's a
fucking
fucking-
moving.
Torpedo to the side of a hotel. We might get the scientist and maybe Joseph Diego.
100% gonna
Maybe.
get Diego. If he almost lost to Lindis, this is gonna kill him.
He almost lost to a taser.
Only from what I understood, the only reason why Joseph Diego got through it, at least partially, was because Red was like covering him.
And also because
And we don't know
Just
what he
moved away.
has done to himself since then, though.
Yeah.
yeah.
Gonna find out. Fucking die.
Mhm.
And also he could have just left the fucking penthouse and then went back in.
So, before the quick roll, Lockhart, you are here. Did you want to try and distract or do something?
Or would you want to be by the motorcycle?
Or would you want to be by the motorcycle?
Be
I will,
by the
I will let
bike.
you have either for free because I totally walked over it and didn't give you that opportunity.
I mean, I'd rather be by the motorcycle. If nothing else, we haven't escaped. So
Okay. So, I will say that you were about to sneak over there, and then Red's gaze just locked onto you, and there was like a mix of not sure what to do, not sure what Neon's planning, and then you got this inkling with the smell of gas thickening in the air, and heat waves of the summer along the ground that your thereat assessment senses go off, your spidey sense tingles, and you're like, I think I know what she's going to try to pull. And there's barely a second before this all happens. Because if you know anything, you know that Red is fast, and Red is very, very hard to put down. And he is going to put himself between Joseph and any sort of harm. And Neon knows this, so Neon has to act fast before Red can do that.
Say something to draw him closer.
You would, if you say anything, it has to compel not only Joseph Diego or Red or both, it has to also compel Neon into not doing what she's doing.
Which is not gonna happen.
That's not what, like, I'm saying, like, goad Red into moving closer to us rather than where he is.
fucking Lockhart will take
Oh.
off her helmet, I guess,
Okay.
Damn.
and rev the engine.
Oh no.
Okay. So you, like, sensing what's going on, you rip your helmet off and toss it to the ground and throw one leg back over it and just kick back on the throttle, hold the clutch all the way in so the motorcycle doesn't move anywhere. Kaya and Legacy, you hear the, like, roar of just of a motorcycle just revving its engine all the way to the max, like peaking. You do that, Joseph Diego, that other scientist person, and Red all lock on. All eyes turn to Lockhart, and there you see the one step of Red in that moment of, oh, that's obviously the problem because she's staring at us and also making a lot of noise. And he takes one step. Neon, roll your quick roll.
So it's boosted twice, right?
Boosted once from yourself and
Once from Kaya, right? So
and there's
What
no
the-
more group prep.
We
There
only
was
have one.
Yeah, we only have one now.
Okay.
And I used it earlier, unfortunately.
okay.
And then you get the +1 from Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And what's
does
the
my
Lockhart?
distraction? Yeah, my distraction do anything here?
Distraction give her
It's-
advantage?
It's not.
No,
It's not
it's
going
not
to
for
help.
me. It's for
Yeah,
him.
it's not going to help
Okay.
Neon get away. This is going to hurt Joseph Diego's chance of surviving.
Okay.
That's a pretty good roll.
Cool.
That's a pretty good roll. Okay. So, oh man, I'm so excited. I get to use a bunch of dice.
He's very happy that he chose to do click clacks tonight.
Yes. 2, 4, 6, 8. Am I missing one? That can't be. Oh, no, I'm not. 2, 4, 6, 8. Here we go. All of these clickety clackities. It's a satisfying rumble.
I fear so much. Why do you have so many dice? It's a 2d6? It's a 2d6 system?
I think it's more for the damage, right?
Yes, this is going to
okay.
see how much damage this can deal.
Please die.
20.
Please die. Please die.
This did a shitload of damage. 1, 2, 3. 40 exactly.
What does that mean? We don't have HP.
So I am considering the 20 to be the increased quick defense, assuming that this is higher than your quick defense, of course. Because I don't think your quick defense can be raised as high as
My quick defense is 12.
yeah. So your quick defense for the purposes of this explosion are going to count as 20. The damage is 40. So damage works on a 3-step system. So every step of 3 above the target, or every step of 3 above your defense,
I'm down. I'm dead.
it ticks a damage.
Yep.
So you are
I'm dead.
20 ticks, or you are 20 above, which gives you 6 ticks, which fills your entire
Fire bar out.
bar exactly. So
Okay. Yeah.
in this moment,
Piper.
you see Lockhart rev the engine. Legacy and Kaya, you're having this brief moment to peek over the cars. All of these windows rolled down. All of these people confused and not sure what's going on. You see Joseph Diego and Red. Legacy, roll me. Or, well, not Legacy. I'll let Neon. Neon, roll me a luck check.
Can I boost it?
Yeah, fuck it.
My character's dead. Let me use all of the prep real fast.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Can I
So,
boost it again?
Yeah, I just use all her fucking boosts.
I use all my remaining prep.
how much remaining prep do you have?
I had 3 prep before that.
I will let you use your remaining prep all on this luck roll.
Okay.
Okay.
22.
The only person Joseph Diego or Red see is Lockhart. So he like scans around. Lockhart makes a bunch of noise and he sees her, and there's this moment of like kind of recognition but not entirely sure. And Neon, you in this moment of clarity, you feel just a lot of hope, and with one like last act of desperation in this moment, an opportunistic strike, you grab the cables, yank them loose, send a loose spark into the gas, and like in slow motion you roll over as fast as you can as that spark just dwindles and falls gingerly onto the gas puddle. Legacy and Kaya, you look up, and right before that fiery whoosh, you see Neon on the other side of the car, right here. Is there anything you want to say?
No, I
Neon
said my
or
last words.
to or from Neon?
I said my last words.
Okay. Then the car erupts. I gotta look at Joseph Diego's fucking score, because his... more than anything else, I gotta look at the score for this little device. So this car explodes. It is a fiery conflagration. A 10-15 foot high tower of fire and smoke just pops right in the middle of the highway. Cars nearby have this ashen, blackened chemical dust and darkness thrown all over them. Legacy and Kaya and Lockhart. Lockhart, you're revving your engine, and then that explosion goes off, and all Red, Joseph, Diego, and the other guy are subsumed in a cloud of smoke and like a flash of brightness, and you can't see what happened. There is a fog cloud that is, let me see, probably like, oh shit, I didn't want to turn on Fog of War.
Oh shit. Everything's gone. It's dork.
Alright, hold on. It is quite dork.
Damn, Longview, I didn't know you could turn out the lights.
Goddamn, who turned off the sun?
Hey, who turned out the lights? There. Can you see?
No.
No.
No? The fuck?
You have reveal area, right?
Yeah. There we
Okay,
go.
now-
We now
we see
see
chunk.
a tiny chunk.
That.
There we go.
Oh,
But you see this cloud of smoke that is about this big, just totally black the area out.
fuck.
And Legacy, Kaya, Lockhart, your ears are there's a light like in your ear, and just the dull noise of screams and panic. People have started exiting their cars and just on foot running, abandoned their vehicles to whatever fate it may behold them, and they are gone. What are you all doing?
Would part of the floor have collapsed from that as well? From that explosion?
No, it's because
No.
because it was a standard car. It's not strong enough to tear the floor, but it is strong enough to throw a person.
Okay.
So what you're hoping for more than anything else is that it throws Joseph Diego off the edge.
Assuming he lives through the initial blast, but yes.
Assuming the
Die.
initial blast did not rip him to shreds.
Die.
Yeah. And here's the thing. We know Red's in there. We know Red does not need to
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Red is in there, but we also need to either split up enough or try to stay here to see what comes out.
We know that that package is probably gone, so that's out of the question. So do we want to stay?
We don't know for sure if it's gone, and I mean, being able to tell if Joseph Diego makes it out is kind of
I'd
worth
like to
it.
know that. Yeah.
I mean,
I
I
wouldn't-
can stay.
Stay
Ooh.
all the way back. Don't be near Legacy and Kaya.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I can. I was gonna give you guys a chance to run, essentially.
I don't want to just leave Lockhart.
Well, I mean, Legacy. This might be the moment where we, I hate saying it, fucking scatter. Because Kaya can move up, Lockhart can kind of stay where she is and have a chance to get away on the bike. And Legacy is fast. And so she's
Yeah.
bobbing and weaving through panicked crowds and stalled cars. She can get away on her own. So we'd have
Okay.
multiple angles and potentially multiple ways to distract if we need to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And technically, I can go the opposite way too.
Mhm.
Give you guys more room
I mean,
if there's a chase.
I mean, it's a good thing Lockhart has that fucking, what is it? The fucking EMP charge armor plate?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Red gets close.
What's the plan?
Okay.
right. Which way it would be the safest way for Lockhart to bail? Just like take off on the fucking bike if she needed to, forward or backwards. If she could turn the bike around.
So forward is 1.5 miles of traffic, but you can stay on the side of the road. And once you're past the accident, it's open highway. Backward, it's gridlocked. There's probably a few people running and panicked now. Either way is going to require some amount of difficulty, but in my opinion, I would think going this way is probably safer because
So-
most everybody is going to be running this way now because there's more people in this direction.
Lockhart
So Lockhart goes forward.
Lockhart goes forward. If Kaya can turn around, Kaya can go backwards because she's going to be able to move faster. And Legacy towards the people.
We gotta check though.
Well, that's what, like, we can start moving and shifting, but not leave until we can see through the smoke. Like, not
Exactly.
fully take off.
Get in position, see who he chases.
And see what is left. And
Yeah.
who knows, if Joseph Diego is not fully dead or he's going to try and save him, that he may not chase any of us, but it also will give us an opportunity to maybe do something.
Yeah.
Is this a feasible thing to do, Joe?
Mm-hmm.
Okay
So, all right. So, in order, who is going first and what are you doing? And you get your opportunity to act, and then it will be my opportunity to act.
Legacy will start moving. She'll stay low behind these cars. And then what I'm wanting her to do is, like, kind of come along these cars and, like, right around here somewhere, slide around and start going through the center. So that she can try and get a line of sight. Like here-ish.
Hopefully see through the smoke. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's again fast runner plus parkour. I imagine cars are not the hardest thing to
Oh yeah,
deal
not
with.
not an issue. Stopped cars? No. You can easily, like, even crouched, hunched over, you're just lively slipping and diving around the vehicles. You crawl over to one, do that like a quick tuck and roll over the top of the hood, down on the other side, slide underneath the next car, and pop up, and now you're on this side here, crouched behind one car, able to see. You are positioned there. Kaya, what are you doing?
Kaya is probably gonna take this little circle over here to turn around. Just turn the bike down, just like not very fast, paying attention, and is moving this way. Probably stops her over here. To like
Gotcha.
keep an eye and see, but also be facing backwards.
Okay, so you're you in a really quick like fashion. You roll over here, pivot, run back or bike back this direction, and actually you do the thing where you bike up
Summit.
here, stop directly on the wheel, and then accelerating, pivot, and the wheel, like the front wheel stays put, and the back wheel swings like skirt, and then you go this way. You roll this way, slow to a halt, and look over your shoulder, like ready to like peel out at the moment's notice. Lockhart, what's the plan?
Roll forward at the very least, so we got a good start.
Yeah, that was the plan. I was gonna move like
Yeah.
here and
There, Joe.
constantly keeping an eye on this cloud. Any sort of movement.
Roll me a threat assessment. This will be pretty easy for you.
Knock on fucking wood. Stop saying shit like that.
Okay, and tough, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, whoops.
13.
Go. Hold on. I want to. $13.
Oh, I did pick up the helmet though, just in case.
Gotcha.
That'd be kind of
Sorry.
useful in
Pick
case
it up.
there's a chase.
Shove it
Yeah.
back on your head.
Yeah. Visor open so I can see everything, you know.
Kind of uncomfortable. There's a little piece of like hair caught under your nose. Didn't have time to set your hair right. Put it on.
Yeah. Because I'm annoyed by how gross it looked, I had to fix the cloud so that it was less square. So you move that way. With a 13, there's something wrong. There's something way wrong. There's that explosion did a lot, but you have a sinking feeling in your gut the longer that this silence goes on, of the silence of just the utter highway chaos followed by the soft clearing of the smoke in the wind, and there's a tiny trickle of sweat that creeps down the back of your neck. And as you take your steps cross foot over foot, are you doing anything else? You're just moving over there?
Yeah.
With the
I'm
bike.
trying to give space. Yeah, with the bike. I'm trying to give space for the others to run, while also trying much information from this. Ready to book it if needed on the bike.
Okay. So that's there. Okay. I'm glad I can hide that from you. So you pivot that way, and as you're staring at this cloud, feeling this unease grow and grow and grow and grow and grow, there's a moment where it just snaps and the tension breaks. You hear the slight shuffle of something moving, and out through the smoke, Red leaps forward. There is the sound of what sounds like hydraulics crashing into cement, and Red is 25 feet, leapt 25 feet forward over a vehicle and is skidding to a halt, his head dead set locked directly on you. And he'll close the rest of that gap. He runs up, climbs over top of these cars, and is going to try to dive bomb on top of you.
Good thing I was ready to go, huh?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What's your quick defense?
Quick defense, I believe, is 11. Let me double check that. Why is it not rolling up? 12, actually.
12? Okay, so 5, 8, 6. Okay. So it is blindingly fast. You've fought fast before. That Cyber Psycho was fast. Red is just as, if not faster, than that Cyber Psycho in the moment. And as he jumps forward, you can see his hands are free. He does not have anything in his hands. He jumps over the vehicles, swings out a leg, and starts to bring it down over top of you. And just the only reason you're able to catch this at all is just by pure training and gut instinct. You throw your hands up in a block, and you're preparing for a lot of pain and weight because he is metal. And even as prepared as you are, also let me do this really quick because I think it looks cool. Yeah, the smoke trails after him, like leaving this plume. Even as like prepared as you are, the weight behind that kick hits you like a truck. Unironically, like a truck. You throw your arms up and you can feel the bend of your bones under the strain as his foot collides. It like the muscle and skin is pressed all the way flat to your bone for a brief moment. And in this slow motion move, you manage to stay upright as you turn with the kick, and Red skids to a halt on this side of you, and is going to fling another hit on the other side of you. And he's for your gut. What's your tough defense?
13.
Okay. So he, again, you see him land on your other side. You, instinctively go to throw your hands up and kind of shell up around your torso and protect the vital organs. And as you shell up, Red, there's no tactic here. This is Red. This seems to be a thing fighting on raw power. And Red, slides a foot back and swings a punch wide. He leaves himself wide open the entire time. He is only able to do this graced purely by the fact he is fast. Otherwise, this is something you could capitalize on. And he swings this punch forward. You block with your forearms. The fist collides with you, and you are thrown backwards into the guardrail, and you hear your forearm fracture. You can hear a soft splinter of what sounds like wood, but you know better. There's no wood for miles. And your arm is numb. Totally numb. You cannot feel your left arm at all. And you look down at it, and you can see there is a white-purple bruise that is just... It is just an impact. And at the edges, the fringes of the impact, your skin has been torn and cut as the fist hits you hard enough to, just tear skin and break skin from the actual impact. And Red twice.
Holy fuck.
Run!
Yeah, that seems like the
Run
smartest
like
idea
the wind,
here.
bullseye.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna run.
Okay. You're going to run, but we'll go back around to the top of the round. Legacy and Kaya, you saw that happen, and you hear what sounds like sledgehammer hits crashing into Lockhart's arms. What are you doing?
Do I see
But-
anything in the fading smoke?
Well, you know it's
You can
not
s-
safe. The red's
You
not
can
there.
you can see the trail of the smoke. You see a lot of blood, a lot of blackened, burned ash. You see Neon's body, or rather, part of it. You can't see all of it. And in a way, you're thankful. But you know for sure that Red wasn't holding anything. And Joseph Diego, you can see he's prone on the ground, probably on his back.
Oh god, I have a bad idea.
Do it.
Think what I'm thinking?
Big fan.
I have a knife.
On the head.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
How far
Please
away
tell-
is the other side of the highway?
You can actually measure that distance. The distances are accurate. So, this gap. Let me reveal. Yeah, this gap. This is about a 6-7 foot gap. The fall is dangerous, but Legacy runs fast and is a parkour aficionado and practitioner. A 7 foot gap from two planes that are just totally flat and adjacent. Child's play.
Legacy, please tell Lockhart to keep him distracted. Say you're doing something. We have comms.
Yeah, but we also don't want Lockhart to die on top of Neon.
Kaya's also there. Kaya can try to help distract.
You got another motorcycle. You've got two. That's 2 rounds of motorcycle you can fire.
Motorcycle, as we learned from the race, motorcycle is a weapon.
So, let me ask this before I even try to do anything. So I do have the
Mhm.
Olympian.
Yes.
So I do have a running speed of 25 miles an hour.
Uh-huh.
If Legacy just booked it as fast as she could, still trying to keep low, but not necessarily trying to be quiet, I suppose, just out of visuals, could she try to make it to Joseph, do something, and jump to the other side in one round?
Yeah, I will say if you don't slow down, you just book it, run through the smoke and jump, you can grab something or like search and like you have a brief moment to look and try to grab. But you can totally do that.
Okay.
Like how far is this distance for you? Like 70 feet, 75 feet. That's shorter than home plate to first base. So you, like Legacy being the runner she is, can absolutely close that gap without slowing down much.
Okay. It's about to be a TPK, god damn it.
I mean, what a way to go.
If we're doing this, we're going out fucking heroes. We're making sure he's dead.
Damn it, Piper. I didn't want to kill my character tonight.
That's why I said this is good for you guys, because Joseph's here. He wasn't supposed to be here, but you nat 20'd, and I was like, he's not in a good place.
Okay.
I expected him to die after you rolled that 20. The second you found out he was there, at least.
Legacy.
Yeah, no, the second he was here, Neon shifted tactics. I want to iterate. This was not planned previously. I did not communicate this with Joe. This was on the fly tactic shift.
Do not have a backup character, y'all. Like, do not.
I don't either.
I don't
Do it. Let's go.
You think any of us do?
Let's go.
Legacy, I guess.
Fuck it.
She'll seeing red and seeing that she can see like a prone Joseph. You hear the very distinct. She doesn't explain what she's about to do, but you hear this very distinct across the comms that are still open. Fucking hell, I'm gonna do it. And she will move over to running as fast as she can while also trying to keep her head low to like not necessarily get a... He would have to look.
Yeah. He's not looking in any respect.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I change my action to like fucking swing at him? I'm trying to keep him busy at this point then. If we're doing this.
Like
Right.
you see Legacy bolt, and you run into the cloud. This smoke is so thick and heavy with chemicals and fire that it actually feels like you are jumping into like a hung up bedsheet. And you plow through it, you come through the smoke, and you are suddenly standing over Joseph Diego, who is on his back. The left half of his face and his left arm are gone. He is beyond dead. His just vacant, that part of his face is remaining is vacant and just catatonic, just totally
Destroy the brain.
responseless.
Destroy the brain.
Do I see any trace of the object or the case that we?
There is a you roll me a clever check. This is the check that you'll use to spot it.
Okay. Is my conspiracy work here?
Yeah, fuck it.
He's fucking. They always have a secret compartment. It's in his left shoe. I know it.
That's enough. So you run up, you look, you can see that Joseph Diego, he had it tucked under his arm and shielded by his torso. The explosion didn't throw him off like I thought it would, but it did kill him. So he he was shielding it, and it was thrown from his hand, and you see, like, it was in his right hand. You follow your eyes as you're just sprinting. You see a light skid mark, and on the ground, just off to the side, like slightly behind, what would be like this little area here, you see the canister, and it's easily within reach, so you can see it, scoop it up, and keep running, and then vault over this edge.
This might end up taking me an extra round, but I am also hidden by the smoke, so I feel like I am good to do this. So
Okay.
I want to say that less so for you, more so for Iris and Amy.
Okay.
I would like to try and scoop up the thing and also take the knife and plunge it into the other side of Joseph's temple to make sure the brain is good and gone. It's a charged knife.
Jelly.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to just stab into the temple and then charge and fry his brain.
Okay. Sure. So instead of running and jumping, you skid to a halt, take a knee, grab the canister, flip the charge knife out and around, and hold it blade point towards his temple. And with the click of the hilt, you see the blade like go from what is a typical black metal, it starts to hum, and you get like a nice little like roll in. You don't have to roll to hit, but I'm gonna roll something for you.
Oh no.
What's your cool save?
Oh my god.
Your
It
defense?
is
Your cool defense?
an 8.
Wow. By one. There is a moment where you hesitate and you feel like I'm about to what could be considered full-on murder someone, unambiguously end a man's life, and that thought crosses your mind, and another part of you compartmentalizes it and says no, for later, and you just you let it rip. The blade sinks into the side of his temple, no resistance, and the static, you can see the slight sizzle. You pull the blade out, and there is a mix of blood and a little bit of like pieces of what appear to be some type of chrome or add-on. But his head doesn't move. He doesn't flinch or twitch. His eyes darken.
Alright, and with whatever movements I have left, I would like to start running like back this direction so I can get a running start to jump next time and be further away from that mess.
I will say since you stopped to swing, you'll have to stay right where you are.
Okay.
But you're still more than fast enough to make a clean getaway. All right, Kaya, what are you doing?
Oh, what? Sorry.
No, I know. I'm sorry to throw you into the decision-making pool, considering that you're also the note taker. But what's the play? You watched Legacy charge into the smoke cloud, and you saw her like make some kind of weird punching gesture, while Lockhart is just bobbing, weaving, ducking, punching, and trying to keep Red occupied.
You also would have heard as the punching gesture is going on, if I can throw this out there, of just Legacy just being, just fucking go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fucking hell, man. Is there any way Kaya can fucking help this? Get Red
Run.
out
You can
of
help
there?
by running.
Someone's gonna
Do
have
you
to
want-
take care of Vengetti.
Do you want
Oh
me?
my god!
Do you want me to throw out a potential risky suggestion?
I will take a suggestion. I will listen to it. I'd like to hear it.
Swing the bike around, ride towards Lockhart, and try to pick up Lockhart and continue.
That was a thought. Because is she off her bike or is she on? I thought she was on the bike.
She is off the bike.
See, I thought she was originally on the bike because we can't move
Yeah,
the
I thought
bikes
so,
to a
too.
position.
Yeah.
Oh. Sorry, I thought you had said that you were getting off of the bike.
no,
But it,
no, I
No.
was ready to rev
You-
the bike to go. So
I will say that because even though you were on the bike for that purpose, Red would have knocked you off.
yeah, just say she
anyway.
hopped off or something.
Yeah,
Like backed
So
up. Like
in order
fuck.
to dodge.
Yeah.
like there in that moment where he was leaping into the air, you can rev the motorcycle, but that kick, if you did not want it to snap your neck, you would have had to throw your hands up to block, which kills the engine. It stalls out immediately, and then the second punch throws you into the guardrail. So the bike is tipped sideways.
Alright, so she's not on her bike. Legacy's doing whatever the fuck. The Legacy can run. Lockhart is locked in combat. Haha, pun not intended and not appreciated. Kaya just gonna look at this, just fuck all of this. Lock, I'm coming in. Ready for a pickup.
All right, roll motorcycles. Let's roll that motorcycle skill.
Boost that roll,
Fucking
please.
boosting this.
Lockhart
Mhm.
tries to say something, but then gets fucking swung at. And it's like, ah, fuck.
Yeah, you can hear that crunch. You like it is horrifying to see something that is about Lockhart's size hit her with such force that she is thrown back 10 feet and into a guardrail.
17
That's
probably does the same move
plenty.
she did to turn around before.
Mm-hmm. You like deftly wheel the motorcycle around and kick back on the throttle. You rev the engine as loud as possible. It in a mirror of Lockhart's sensibilities of distracting earlier, and you just fly towards Lockhart. So here's my question to you, Lockhart. You see Kaya coming towards you. You have enough space, thankfully, because the bike got knocked out of the way and Red is not on top of you again. You can try to jump on the bike and take Kaya's hand, or you can do something else.
Good. Could I throw the lucky wrench at him before I hop on the bike?
I will let you swing. I will let you swing and then hop on the bike. Okay.
Blast me,
Go for
Veloska.
Veloska's big fucking wrench. We've been waiting to use it since the hotel.
From Russia with love.
I wish Lindis was or not Lindis. I wish Lockhart was fucking like quippy because that would you need to say that.
Yes, I wish.
So this would be improvised weapon. Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna do more damage than your fist would against his head. That's for
Yep.
sure.
Yep.
If you got any boost to boost this and
Oh,
boost
yeah,
yourself
definitely.
onto the bike, use them.
Use him.
Okay. I'm going to boost this. Duh.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough. Improvised weapon. And this is just to hit, correct?
Yes,
Okay, so this wouldn't be like hopping on the motorcycle as well then.
correct. That is a separate roll.
Use
Okay.
all your fucking boost. Kaya has prep.
Let's do it.
That is enough. So you like as you hear the roar of the engine, you're starting to come back to your senses. Your ears are ringing and your head is pounding and you can only feel one arm. You can still move both, but one's a little slow on the response time, so it's kind of concerning. But you look up and Red is hesitating only for a second. There is a pause in his step as he turns to come towards you. And in that moment, you reach down, grab the wrench off of, or like from your back pocket, and swing it around, like do the little twirl, and baseball swing it. You know that Red is fighting like kind of a crazy maniac. This is not.
Berserker, yeah.
Yeah, this is not the movements of a refined fighter. This is the movements of a like superhumanly strong creature. So you don't have to hit this. You don't have to do this with any level of finesse to know that you're going to make contact, because you're trained enough and fast enough that all you have to do is hit. And you, like a professional baseball player, take one step back, get onto your power foot, and as Red dives forward, you swing the wrench like at a downward angle so that it's almost like an uppercut. And his arm is coming across. Kaya, they're fighting in front of you, like in the way of the motorcycle. And you are watching this transpire. You hear the crack of the edge of the wrench smack the underside of Red's helmet, and his head snaps up. Like immediately from the weight of the wrench and the impact, it throws his head vertical, which causes him to take a step back. And Lockhart is free. She has freed up the space, and she has hit him.
2 for 1.
Now Lockhart, roll a quick check.
Would motorcycles be tied to this?
I will let you have motorcycles. Yes.
Can Kaya boost this roll?
Yes.
Boost twice. 4 die.
4 die.
Hey, look at that!
Holy shit! Holy shit!
Just for the fluidity of it, you swing the wrench like it cascades over your shoulder, and you watch Red like backpedal once as his body weight is thrown in an oblique direction. And as you are swinging the wrench around, you let go with one hand and reach it out. Kaya rocketing through, extending her opposite facing hand, and you have this moment where you're thinking like, okay, I have to make sure that I'm not going to yank her off. So you kick off with your back foot that you used to, or the opposite foot that you used to swing with. Get like 1 or 2 good steps in and like a jump, so that it picks you up with the momentum of the bike, and you swing yourself up and over like you've done this before somehow. And in that moment, you are on the back of the bike with Kaya. You see Legacy in the plume of smoke, like staring, like you just see the top of her head from where you're at. But Red is just almost in shock as that wrench collided with him. You did damage.
So that's never happened before.
Not from a wrench.
Fucking wrench! Everywhere is dangerous now. Everyone has a wrench.
But like
Thank you,
Red
Gus.
Red turns and sees you and Kaya, and he is gonna try to clock it. Okay.
To what?
Okay.
I'm sorry, to what?
You, as you are riding away, Kaya, you can afford to look over your shoulder as you drive or ride. Lockhart firmly at your back. You take a quick glance over your shoulder, and you and Lockhart both, you make quote unquote eye contact with Red, standing there with his head tilted slightly. You know that crazy guy anime pose where their head is kind of cocked back a little bit?
Yeah, I understand. I understand.
Yeah, that's
Keep
the
going.
one.
Continue.
Yeah. So
Don't need to hear about it.
You have the most the shortest moment of eye contact, and then you're gone. You are off.
Fucking come in legs. Where the fuck are you? Get the fuck
Run.
out of there. Fucking
Red.
run.
Out.
Red's turn. He is going to see. Okay. So, Legacy, you have that dagger, and you're standing or you're sitting kind of crouched next to the body. You have this creeping sense of not creeping from the act of what you did, but the creeping sense of something is happening. And you poke your head up just over the hood of the car. There's something you don't know, and you don't know what that was inside of Joseph Diego's brain, but there was some kind of chrome or technological thing that you impacted in his head. And whatever it was possibly connected or somehow involved with Red, because the second you pull the blade out, and Kaya Lockhart, you see Legacy stand up, Red whips around like he's been looking at you the whole time. And he is going to charge towards you now. With one fell swoop, jumping. He can't quite make it to you, but he leaps.
Bye, bitch!
He leaps over the cars. You hear the stomp of one foot as he pushes and crunches it into the hood of a car, and then throws himself forward, and then you hear the stomp and crunch of another foot pressing into the another hood of a car, and Red is over halfway to you in the blink of an eye, and you need to fucking run.
Yep. She is turning around, and she is 100% taking the gap and going across and heading towards the first exit first, even if there's a tall enough building with a short enough gap. She's heading towards it. You
can make it, and you easily can jump this gap, the bridge gap, leaving Red not in the dust, but you are giving him a hell of a you are getting a hell of a head start. You are bobbing, weaving. You slide over the hood of a car and then dive over another one, tuck and roll. You have this canister of fucking what the fuck could it be tucked under your arm, like the most precious Fabergé egg that means something to someone, something important to Diego himself, and you have the satisfaction of knowing he died. As you are running, you hear that mechanical, explicit or the mechanical rhythmic thump 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 as Red pursues. And I think that is where we'll stop, so that we can have the chase scene next time.
That means
Because
I get to
you're not done
reset
yet.
all of my prep then, right?
Yes. Thank fuck.
I'll let
She
you have
needs
it. I'll let you
Needs
have
it.
it. I'll let you
It's
have the prep.
Yeah, that's the rules every session.
Yep, that's the rules.
Them's the rules.
Yeah. See? You guys did it. You did the heist.
We did do the heist.
No, not yet, because we're not done. Because Legacy might die and we might lose the thing anyway.
Well, Kai is on motorcycle, can come. Now that he's chasing, drop.
He shouldn't be able to catch up to you because you are Olympian, as you said. So I don't think it's going to be much of a chase scene.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Don't underestimate Red.
I don't think
Rest
anyone
assu-
ever underestimated Red ever.
I wanted to show how strong Red is, how durable he is, without killing anyone immediately. And it was good that he locked onto Lockhart first.